Hello, hello. Today we are doing something different. We are going to talk about why certain cartoons have gone downhill. Like SpongeBob, for example, which we will talk about why. And this also counts for the crappy reboots after the original ones. So once my friends join in, we'll get started. Welcome, Blitz. Also, why do you have Ultimate Agragore?
Because today is the 13th anniversary of both Benton, Ultimate Alien, and Generator Rex.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah,
Huh. Interesting. So, how's your day?
pretty good. Just watching The Neighborhood. That's a
The
show.
neighbor? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's a show. It's with Cedric the Entertainer.
Hmm. Cool. Hey, Fez, how's it going, my friend?
Yep, it's going good as it can be. And y'all?
All right, that's good to know. Yes, I'm good too. Bless just informed me that today's the anniversary of I bet you an alternate alien. Oh, Phil, guys, a good one. I was actually thinking about that, and yeah, since we're of course Bobby might be busy or he might join later, but since it's just the three of us right now, I'll go ahead and get started. What? Wait,
Damn,
wait,
I
what the heck?
love this. No, I was about to mention that comment. Party
Oh,
people. There's
oh,
no party peeps.
okay. Anyway, SpongeBob SquarePants. Yes, we all know that back in the day, SpongeBob was really good in the early 2000s, but like in later seasons, for some reason, it started to get pretty bad. Like they changed the animation, the characters' personalities have been changed. It's just gotten worse.
Yeah, because nowadays the animation's gone down to like Ren and Stimpy standards, and the actors still do good, but it's just like the animation and the writing has gone down since because I just learned about this. They got more writers over the years that are like unfamiliar with the kind of like writing, but it sucks.
Yeah, like for example, when I said personalities, like they made like SpongeBob more annoying and stupid. They make Patrick dumber. They make Krabs even more greedy, and so on. Like for example, in one episode, SpongeBob and Patrick go golfing inside their house,
Hmm.
but in the modern SpongeBob, they discovered like new sports equipment, and SpongeBob does not know what a freaking golf club is.
Oh yeah, I remember that joke that Sandy made to like Squidward. Was
Oh
she
yeah,
tell it to your mama, Squidward? Mama.
Mama. Don't. I forgot what else you said. Oh yeah, don't want to hear it. But yeah, I mean, there's some episodes I'm okay with, but still, I just um don't know why they. Okay, these certain writers should have been like watching SpongeBob a bit more. That way, it would be better. But no, it just
The,
went south to the border. It's just god dang ridiculous. So that's why I prefer like the early 2000s and like the 90s version of SpongeBob because it's a whole lot better.
Agreed. And the only episodes that I like from the newer episode was the episode that was aired last year. Remember when all the OG villains came back?
Yeah, I didn't see the episode, but I did see a clip of it on YouTube, and I do like this one where Mrs. Puff, Karen, Sandy, were like having a good time together. That's like the very first time I seen each of them interact with each other. Well, except for Sandy and Puff when they talk to each other in SpongeBob SquarePants movie when they mentioned about the price. We paid
Yeah.
$9 for this. I paid 10.
Another episode
But
I also joined was when Patrick met that Taurus. Remember that one that says "amazing"?
Yep, and apparently, the whole crowd was like annoyed by him, and like he's like supposed to be taking pictures, but he didn't really have any film, and then he just like vanished away. So he's pretty mysterious.
Yep. But
I mean, I don't disrespect SpongeBob because I still enjoy it, but again, the whole scenario with it is just really ridiculous.
yeah. In your opinion, Fresh?
Well, yes, I mostly do agree with many of the different episodes that, well, have started to really get on my nerves. Like Patrick, of course, was the biggest offender, no shtick, and well, of course, I was dumb enough to continue watching after the terrible episode of A Path with Gary. But,
Yes.
however, since I will say a good thing, I did went out on a high note for since I no longer watch the show, but I still have some respects for it, mainly because of the voice actors and well,
Hmm.
been around and such. But I did my very last episode was, of course, Big Birthday Blowout, and I was so glad to be grateful for that.
Hmm. And one really bad one, there's one called Ink Lemonade, is where they use Squidward's ink for lemonade.
Yes, I've heard. That's why I said.
Yeah. That was disgusting.
Yeah, especially when they had Patrick like cut off his skin and showed off his innards.
Yeah. Damn.
Well, that's
I
happened.
mean, why would you show this to kids that never watched SpongeBob before? Just let them watch the original SpongeBob if they wanted to.
Then
But
again, with showing a lot of parts. Remember that episode where Mr. Krabs got off his shell and everything, and
yes,
SpongeBob
I
had to
do.
yeah, it's kind of like that.
Well,
But at least,
he has done that multiple times. Besides that, or okay, one where the one you're talking about is the episode where Krabs was going to go to his reunion thing, and his shell melted, and Sponge had to wear his shell, and then at the end of the episode where Gary lost his shell, had to use Mr. Krabs like shell, and Mr. Krabs was like asking for a blanket.
yeah,
But yeah, again, no disrespect for SpongeBob, but just don't watch the modern SpongeBob. It's just really, really bad. So for the modern SpongeBob, a 0. All right, next up, the Fairly Odd Parents.
So yeah, with the Fair Odd Parents, like the second running longest show ever, like being second place. But yeah, the reason why it went downhill is because two reasons. The animation, of course, now went goofy, and the second reason was because of the new character like Chloe, which I didn't seem like her as trouble. Like I just thought it was because of the animation, in my opinion.
Yeah, like I think because after I don't know why they removed Sparky to begin with.
Because yes, he was just he didn't serve anything. They thought he was just pointless and to be obnoxious. They didn't know what to do with him. That's why.
Yeah, and
But yeah, after that, they brought on Chloe, and they just decided since she's a new neighbor and she's a kid, Jordan just like decided to, hey, how about we have this random kid know about fairies? That'll be swell.
the idea of sharing fairies. I mean, again, why not give her her own fairies? Because now it's
Exactly, like having a complete opposite version of Cosmo and Wanda, like kind of like the anti-Cosmo deal, like where Cosmo is smart and Wanda's dumb, except like I don't know, maybe like a fancier version, like they're like British and stuff. I'm just spitballing here. The point is, like, I agree with Bliss that she should have her own fairies instead of just sharing Timmy. That just doesn't sound right.
But why have fairies at all? Because since she says that she's supposed to be this perfect girl, that everything goes right with her life, why even have fairies anyway? Fairies are just for
Yeah.
kids who have a tough time.
Something
exactly.
tells me that Butch Hartman probably hired more writers, and just like SpongeBob, they probably weren't familiar with the show itself to, have bad writing.
Yeah. And then again with Chloe, with her around the show, and minus like a lot of characters not being in the show anymore, including AJ, Chester, Trixie, and many other characters we didn't see afterwards.
Yeah, that bothered me. I mean, even though Trixie can be a pain at times, of course, but she's still a good character. I don't know why. It's just doesn't make sense. And just like SpongeBob, I have no disrespect for Fairly Odd Parents, but it just went down south. It just doesn't like, go well.
Well, yeah, and no, Kari Walgren, she still did great.
Yeah, she did, and but
Oh, also,
I just wish it had gotten better.
Also, since we're on this topic, can I talk about the live action reboots for like the Fair Odd Parents?
Yes, go ahead.
That is a good idea. Yes, go ahead,
Okay,
dude.
so when they brought this idea up, of a live action show, I was wondering how would they do this, but of course with animating Cosmo and Wanda only, and the idea of like them having a new godchild and all that, they really suited up because yeah, there was a lot of complications, especially with Timmy because Drake Bell originally played him in live action, but they got another actor. It was just like twisted around. Like
I know, because remember in the last live action movie, Timmy transformed into a fairy himself. So why change it up a bit?
yeah, and the fact that he was not a fairy in like the new show, like kind of bothered me. Like no offense to like the new kids that played, the God's children in that one, but of course the show was not really that much. The only thing I liked was the returning voices of Darren Norris and Suzanne Blakeslee, even for Carl Saul's Rocket to play Mr. Pocket for live action.
Yes, but I never bothered to watch the show because I was like, but why though?
Exactly, because like the only fairies we've seen were Cosmo, Wanda, and Jorgen in the show.
Yeah, and not the other fairies. They probably never even mentioned Fairy World at this point.
I mean, yeah.
I goes to show you that Butch Hartman was like running out of ideas, but soon there's going to be like a 3D version of Cosmo and Wanda.
I saw that. They definitely made some changes to Wanda, especially.
What do you mean?
Like, how her pants is black, but now it's like full pink. That's it.
Why did they make it pink?
Hello, have you seen her hair?
I know, but I prefer it black. It's just why do we wear pink pants? But anyways, for the later series of Fair Odd Parents, including the reboot live action, I give it -1.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. And of course, we're all hesitant to do this, but that's what the stream is for.
Teen Titans. So yeah, it all started in 2013 when Cartoon Network had this new show called Teen Titans. Basically, a show originally from 2003 with the OG Teen Titans. I don't know why they would make a new Teen Titans, honestly. If they had the idea of making a new Teen Titans show, why not bring like the old animation back instead of like a new crappy one?
Exactly. And they're supposedly to have a season 6, but I guess that didn't happen because remember there's supposed to be like a post-credit scene of like what was it the movie of the reboot?
Yeah, and with like, what were your thoughts about like the OG Teen Titans and like Teen Titans teaming up in like that movie?
I saw some clips. It's just all right, but again, I'm signing with 2003. And I regret watching the reboot in the first place because I started watching it like around the time that I was like helping my dad at his shop in Kilpatrick, which he doesn't have anymore as a friend of his that has it now. But the point is, and the first episode I ever watched was where Robin had to learn how to drive ever since he wrecked a Batmobile.
Yes. Another one would be like the sandwich. Remember, where everybody had to go through their own quests.
Oh yeah, that was actually the first episode.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was alright at first. But when I grew up, I learned like now, like there's a reason to hate it. Like, okay, so in the first Teen Titans, Robin was like all serious and a great leader. But in this one, Robin's like, you listen to me. I have a commanding voice. Oh, so hot. I'm sipping for her. And,
dude,
yeah.
That's crazy. You know what? Today's crazy. You know what's today?
What?
It's the 10th anniversary of Teen Titans. Surprisingly, it's today.
Oh, frick.
Wow.
So it's a perfect topic to talk about it right now.
And the fact that this reboot like went further than like the OG, that sucks.
I know. I was like, just cancel it already. Like they keep going season after season. I guess they're trying to go for like a modern thing, but it's just getting too tiresome. Like they added twerking. Well, of course they call it the booty scooty, which
Remember the Lady Legacies, White Raven?
oh, I
Yeah.
mean, the outfit was okay, but it just went wrong. But the fact is that there's also one where the Titans were like obsessed with the legs that got possessed by him and stuff. It's just
Remember the Pie song?
Yeah.
oh that. I was
And
like
remember the
well, I kind of liked the episode because I got to see Mother May I again, but yeah. And remember that
Um,
scene where they ate new pies? It was just parts of the Titans.
yes, and we call it. What was I about to say?
There's also what
Oh
do you
yeah, the
call it?
waffle song.
Don't get me started on that one.
Waffles,
And
waffles, waffles.
and the whole episode, I kept saying it. I don't know why Greg Sipes and Kerry Payne signed up for it, but they just went for it. And the whole time they just said waffles. It's in their script. Like, all right, we're getting paid. Let's just say it until we can stop. Well, they finally stopped when the Chinese started doing it, and they thought it wasn't funny anymore.
And another thing with the movie back in 2018, with Slade. What did you thought of his version, Will Arnett's?
Okay, but it doesn't suit the whole dark tone to him because Deathstroke is known for being a dark villain because Ron Perlman did really good, but
And
no disrespect to Arnett, but it just didn't really
I
sit
know we
well.
could go like deeper with the voice, but of course, a kids movie and all that. Didn't want to go like too extreme. And plus, I like that one joke where they're referring to Deadpool.
Yeah, because he's like, well, because Deadpool is the Marvel version of Deathstroke, but he's a lot more popular than him.
Yeah, and, with the certain characters' designs, like okay, with the Titans, understandable. What are characters that couldn't you stand in the reboots?
Well, a little bit of Starfire's because they kind of toned it down a bit. Like, her hair is like more orange in 2003, but the reboot is more like a pinkish side. And now that we're on the topic of Starfire, I really don't like this one because every time she just says "the" in every sentence.
Wait a minute. Yeah, I just found out a character they fucked up in the reboot. Kid Flash.
Yes, you're right. Because in the 2003 one, he's just like a slick kid, like flirting with James and she became a good guy. But and the reboot, well, let's just say he's more like an egotistic prick. Like he's like better than anyone.
And we call it with the cast things. Could have get like everybody in from the original. Like, okay, with Scott Manville's takes on like now like the characters he voiced like Killer Moth, Billy Numerous, and the Brain. What were your like opinions about the voices he gave?
Not really my favorite at all. Because Tom Hanks Church did awesome as Killer Moth. I don't remember who voiced Brain in the original one, which I prefer. And Billy Numerous,
That was Jason Marsden.
Yeah, Jason Marsden. I've heard that one, but yeah, you see my point. And besides Scott McVille, which takes over like a lot of minor characters, still does Carrie Payton.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And speaking of Cyborg, the only design change with him is like they like colored in his skin parts and from the 2003 version on his arms.
Yeah. And we call it. Remember the laundry episode where everybody's clothes got dirty? And remember that scene was
and also the fact that Cyborg can like detach his head.
Yeah, which would have happened in the original, which adds more detail. But like, why?
That's just ridiculous. And yeah, it's just ridiculous. And remember that scene where Robin was about to fight Gizmo, but Gizmo didn't want to fight him because he's naked. It's like, no, I don't want to fight you. How about another time?
Oh, speaking of Gizmo, you remember that episode where Jinx and Cyborg started liking each other, And Gizmo
Yeah.
was getting suspicious. And I like that one scene where he's like, does it look like I was born yesterday?" And it shows a baby face.
Well, yeah, I can see why, but yeah, I just don't like that version of that. And also, since we're on topic of Hex and a high five, there are like someone missing, Kid Wicked.
Yeah.
Well, of course, he never talked, but I mean, heh. Now for
Although
Jinx,
he did appear in one episode, but not speaking role.
well, he never spoken. Period.
Well, yeah. But I'm saying for the reboot as well.
I know, but for Jinx, almost the same. But again, I prefer the 2003 version. She's a lot more sassy. It's just,
Yeah. Yeah. And especially her having girls' nights with Starfire and Raven.
and also a new character, which is Rose Wilson,
Yes.
and for Tara. Now, you both know that I had a crush on Tara as a kid, but and this version, she's just a straight up villain. Like she's not. Oh, Beast Boy, you're so sweet and stuff.
Yo, look at the chat.
What?
Okay, yeah, what do you think, Troll?
Oh, come. All right, I got it.
Hey, it's Lucy. Hi, Lucy. Honey.
Oy vey.
Well, he gets that situation. Yeah, with Tara, her character in this one was not really all that good because in OG she was like very good until she, of course, later made her evil and then sacrificing herself and then losing her memories. But in this one, she's fully evil, which I didn't like.
Exactly.
Oh, remember that episode where her and Aqualad started dating?
Oh yeah, that just.
I mean, water and rock.
Yeah, let's see how that turned out, shall we?
Shall we? Also, I like how you said he, but not he.
It was glitchy for me, so I was trying to say be quiet, but it just.
That's alright. But yeah, another topic about Teen Titans Blah. What's another thing that fucked up?
Like they made
Trigon.
Beast. Oh yeah. Before we talk about Trigon, they made Beast Boy. I mean, he was kind of dumb in 2003, but he's also again serious. But they made him a lot more dumber.
Remember the episode where he was trying to prove himself smart? He actually put a fish in his ear.
Ooh.
Yeah. And he actually got Raven's, spell book to make him smart, but instead he make Silky, smarter.
Because he wasn't like paying attention where he was aiming and stuff.
But yeah, with Trigon, yeah, this being Raven's father, but like very menacing and all that. But this became like a normal father in this one. I'm like, what?
Yeah, like when he first appeared, of course he's giant as normal, but he shrunk it down like a typical TV audience type of dad.
I mean, yeah, no offense to Kevin Mickelson, the voice is good, but the character, couldn't be.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, what was your opinion when the two Trigons fused together?
It was cool, I guess.
I thought the design was really cool, but why though? Like, why all this to make it more extra?
It's just to make a pun on the name, that's why.
Yeah, I get that. Oh yeah, I know you saw the clips, Christian. Remember, it was Raven's birthday, and they were meeting, Raven's family. If you remember.
No, I never seen that one.
No, because I saw your comments. I remember we were meeting everybody, like even like what was it, Raven's grandmother that was voiced by Cartoon.
Oh yeah. But I never showed the mom though.
Nah, in the original it did, but not in this one.
Yep. But what do you call it? And for let's see, Cyborg. How would I say this about Cyborg?
I mean, there was that one episode where he took over the house.
Oh yeah, because remember he got shorted out, and they made him part of the tower.
Yeah.
That just woo.
And you know Raven's obsession now was the ponies in this one.
Yep. I mean, I think the reason is because they know that Tara is a malpony herself, so they just went with that. And in that one, she always has her hood up because in chapter 3 she can have in between hood up and then hood down. So
Mm.
it was just rare for Teton's Black that she would have her head down.
And yeah, with non-speaker roles, for example, a Mammoth for like half the seasons he didn't talk. He was just there.
But later on, they didn't make him talk.
Yeah. Him along with Seymour, because at the time I don't think they had Cameron Atkinson on board except for Trigon, which was stupid at the time. Why not voice all three again? But of course,
Exactly. It's just.
But overall, Teen Titans Black, go fuck yourselves. I don't care if it's your anniversary.
Negative 0, negative blah blah blah, negative. Get canceled.
Guilty.
All right. I'll let Fresh about this since he suggested it.
Yeah. Well, people you say that the first 4 seasons were great, like the golden era. Well, everything else just went downhill because why else character derailment with, of course, Brian being much more of just some straight up, some. I mean, no longer being the voice of reason anymore, just being a pessimist.
Exactly. Oh my fucking god.
Well, here's the thing though, because remember in one episode he got run over by a car, and then one guy was replacing him for a couple episodes, and then Siri went back to time and brought back to life. It's just like a personality switch for.
Look,
I mean, why did Seth MacFarlane do this?
Look, because he said it's to not take characters for granted before they might be gone in a flash. That's why he did it.
Yeah. And speaking of the new dog, yeah, Vinny. I actually liked him better than Brian because at least, he was straightforward with everything, with Brian. And, learning that Seth doesn't write his own scripts anymore. He just does the voices. So, you just have to blame the writers for that.
Yeah, that's why I hate about certain shows or movies that there's lazy writing. Okay, don't get me wrong. I love the Ben 10 series, but sometimes their writing can be a little off. If you Blitz, if you would get time to watch the breakdowns of the Yang Tank, you'll know what I'm talking about and stuff.
I've seen them. I see them, and they actually make good points here and there. But there are some I disagree with. But yeah. But out of all the Benton series, which one do you think was had the lazy writing in your opinion?
It was between Ultimate Alien and Alien Force. They transform into an alien like Swampfire or Chromosome. It doesn't do anything. It just switches back.
I see. But yeah.
But back to Family Guy. I don't watch the show at all, but I do watch the clips. But I do agree that Brian is a total dickweed. And I get what it just doesn't make sense at all. That's why I hate personality changes for characters.
Yeah.
For example, Foster's Home. In the pilot, Blue was all nice and sweet and kind, but throughout the series, he's all stuck up, greedy, a jerk. What else could I say?
Yeah, but yeah, with Brian, I said my opinions over and over, but I'll just say this again. The one that mostly stressed me out was when Brian made that racist tweet about the movies, and he didn't feel bad about it, But of course, Brian's dumbass wants to be how can I put this in a way? His own person in a way, but of course now taken for granted. All he just wants to do now is get with girls.
Exactly. One episode, for example, where Stewie told him about his kindergarten teacher being a bad teacher, and Brian was invited and saw that the teacher was hot, and he thinks that Stewie's overreacting. And a scene where he had to put his arm back in because he thought that Dewey did something else, but Dewey said it was the woman herself. And then Brian still didn't believe until he saw her with her boyfriend, and that's where he said, "Lock her up because he cheated on me and stuff." That's just why Brian sucks. Okay,
Yeah, and of course with
and
Lois,
if
you can't
you
forget.
like Brian as a character, something's wrong with you.
Yeah, I know some people that like him as character, but they could go with themselves. But like fresh, you want to also talk about Lois's character development.
Well,
Oh
I'm
yes,
getting
that's
there.
a good topic.
All right. Well, yes. And of course, in the earlier seasons, when she used to be just tolerable and she can be still be here and there, but one of her many just it, it's just unspeakable to talk about. Like one, she makes out with Meg's boyfriend, and she does, and well, she could just be either bad or sometimes on the same level as Peter because they both suck as parents. With Peter being much more taking advantage of his status as the town hard, which is gets on my nerves very much.
Wait,
Yeah, and
speaking of
for Lois, oh no, go ahead, Blitz.
with Meg's boyfriend, don't forget she also kissed her like Peter's other kids he found out about. Remember?
Whoa, wow, I forgot you told me about that.
Yeah, because all of this because Peter doesn't treat her as like a young person anymore. Of course, I get that, but still, don't take it too far.
I know, but like, okay, so one example that like Lois is so stuck up. Like, I didn't see the whole thing, but I saw a clip where she just bring down the time machine that Stewie had in his room downstairs, and she explained that all of you like making me miserable and stuff, and not feeling with joy and stuff, and she wants like
Oh,
everyone out of her
yeah,
house.
clutter, and then the
And
whole house was
um,
white.
yeah, and in one episode, I don't know what happened, but she was about to get arrested by Joe, and she mentioned that she's a good person. No, she's not. And
No,
I saw a lot of people say that she's not a good person. Like, what time she was a good person? She wasn't really. She says
oh
she
yeah,
is. She isn't.
remember when she was trying to find out who taught Story to curse, and the whole time, it was her. But of course, she doesn't want to pit her herself at first because she thinks she's so innocent.
Yeah, and the people at the grocery store like closed it down because they learned about her being the one who was responsible for the child being cursing and stuff.
Hmm.
I mean, some say they would feel bad for her because she wanted groceries, but I mean, I get what they're going for and stuff. And plus, again, she's a bad person. I wouldn't let her in my store if I own my own grocery store or something. She deserves to be in jail. And there's like one episode where this woman is like pretending to be her and stuff because she has similar parents, and she's like, let me have your life. My life is miserable and stuff. Like, I mean,
Wait,
come on.
did this character have brown hair at first?
I don't
Wait.
remember.
Oh, okay. Because I know a similar episode to that. Because I know they hired a nanny, and I know she was voiced by Elizabeth Gillis.
Oh, I didn't know Elizabeth Gillis was in Family Guy.
She was, and she was trying to take over Lois's life, basically. This character.
Huh. But anyway, yeah, Family Guy. Okay, if you still watch it, kudos for you because it's like one of the more popular adult cartoons. But if you don't like it, I respect your opinion because it's like a really bad example, a good example of like bad like writing and like characters like effing up and stuff.
Even people say like American Dad's getting more better than Family Guy. I agree with that statement. Like American Dad's like more better than Family Guy at this point.
Yeah, I agree. Like, it's the shocking that they're getting more seasons. Like, they're like kept coming up with more ideas at the time.
Well,
So
yeah.
basically, what?
I was about to say like because with American Dad, there's not that much problems with it. Of course, they're gonna still go on.
Yeah, but yeah, for Mega Dad, like, I don't know how long they're gonna keep it up. Like, how much storyline they're gonna do and stuff. But yeah, I agree again that Family Guy is just really bad. I mean, I can still watch clips here and there, but I still don't want to watch it fully. But so for Family Guy being downhill, I would say a -5.
To the ground.
All right. Next up, the Powerpuff Girls 2016 reboot. Now,
Hey, that's
I get where you're going with Blitz because when I saw every episode of it, I thought it'll be like good as I thought, but yeah, I can see why like a lot of people hate it. Okay,
yeah.
I'll hear your opinion, Blitz.
Okay, so yeah, I did watch a little bit of the reboots back when they used to air episodes in 2018. I did watch a lot of episodes here and there, but it didn't have that touch that the OG Power Girls had. Like, no offense to like the new cast that voices the girls, I just prefer the original. And the fact that this Powerpuff Girls reboot had like a crossover with the Teen Titans reboot.
I know, I did see that, and Tara herself, the original voice of Bubbles, actually was upset that she didn't get to voice her in the reboot.
Exactly. If you have Terror voicing Raven, why not Bubbles? But of course, you want to go downhill.
Exactly, and like they added a new Powerpuff Girls character, which is like, okay, so and the original one, they made up their own a sister. What was her name in that one?
Bunny.
Thank you. And then, of course, she self-destructed. But in this one, supposedly that Bliss was the very first Powerpuff Girl, and then like it's just odd, And the fact that she's the tallest because she's a teenager. What the huh?
Yeah, I did watch
oh,
it, so.
And another thing, they removed Miss Bellum from the cast.
Yeah. Okay. There was an episode where
Because they had her like say, "Oh, I am sick and tired of doing this and that for the mayor. How about I be on vacation forever and not be part of the show again?" Like she's like the key part to the cast in the original series. It's just, I bet this disappointed a lot of fans.
It did actually, because I did watch the episode where the mayor was trying to find a new secretary. Also with the villains. Okay, my one of the villains I didn't like get to see that much was the Rowdy Rough Boys. Only they made a cameo, but never spoke or like made an appearance after that.
I know it was the racing episode, and yeah, it's just you just brought him back just for that one scene. It's just, what is wrong with you? And also, Bonza just developed a crush on this nerdy guy, and yeah. Also, what else could go?
I did see that. Okay, you said you saw all the episodes. Did you see any appearances of the gang, Green Gang?
Were they on there? I don't remember.
I remember they appeared once, but they were in the jail cell. That's why I didn't like either with the villains. They were lacking on villains. They needed more villains, but just the OG villains. But of course,
well, I mean, they still had Mojo Jojo. Fuzzy Longans barely appeared, and then him, and then just have new ones like Man Boy, for example.
Man Boy. Oh yeah, remember that character Joe Telly voice?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Duplicate. I mean, she was alright, but just a one-time character. And there's also that woman with that gorilla sister.
Yes, I do remember that. And
yeah, they're
remember
not
that Indiana Jones girl character?
Yes, that Blossom enjoyed, but as it turns out, the fact that she was actually a god turned to a kid. Back in the day, she was an evil witch turned to a kid. She's an immortal. She's been like that for her whole life. And then at the racing one, she revealed her true colors. That's just right off the bat, right there.
I'm just gonna check something for 1 second. Hold on. I'm just checking somebody on this. Let's double check. Oh, okay. So another thing with the actors. Okay, they brought Jennifer Hale to voice Miss Keenigan, but why not Princess Morbucks? That doesn't make any sense because they had a new actor playing Princess Morbucks.
I guess to make her sound younger or something.
I mean, Jennifer Hale still has that talent, but I don't know why they would change.
I mean, they did it for the girls, so. Well, at least they still have Tom Kane voice the professor. That didn't change.
Yeah. And of course,
And he had his own girlfriend. Well, at the time, but just a scientist lady that transforms into a spider.
yeah, Zapna. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember her. And what other ones were there?
There's one episode where at a school play, like Bubbles was like so nervous he kept forgetting the lines, and then the teacher's like, she had a little drama bomb like for emergency, and she did it, and everyone was like all dramatic, like, "Oh, what was me? The lines I need to know, but I keep forgetting." That's how it goes. It's just like one of the worst episodes I've seen. It's just really bad.
Yeah.
And there's this like one panda character that makes everyone overjoyed. As it turns
Yeah.
out, there's like he's a separate character to another guy, which is to present dude. And when they're all fused, it's like one character.
I was about to mention that panda. Like, he was voiced by Eric Bauza. What was your take on him, though? Like, your
Well,
overall.
the panda guy is annoying, but when they're all like together, I like ish, but it's okay. I I, I do have mixed feelings about it. It was kind of good, but at the same time, uh, I just it just drives me nuts. I don't know what drives me nuts more: the reboot of Teen Titans or this.
Definitely the reboot of Teen Titans. That is no question. That was worse.
I know, and the fact that it's still going on drives me insane. So for the reboot of Powerpuff Girls, a -4.
Yeah.
All right.
The Thundercats reboots. So yeah, growing up, I always watched the 2011 version because that one was awesome. I loved the animation and it
I
had
know,
a
because
good.
that's how I got used to it, and like, what's the animation is good, and so is the casting. Like, Kevin Michael Richardson, Will Friedle.
So that's it. Damn Christian.
I forgot who voiced Chitara.
That's alright though. But yeah, when I heard about this reboot that came out in 2020, and seeing how like childish this animation was, I was like,
I
F it.
know, like they just went over reboot Teen Titans for that. It's like, what are you doing, Cartoon Network? Are you trying to make these shows bad for kids not to watch it?
I mean, yeah, with the cast of like the 2020 reboots, yeah, with Max Middleman, Erica Olympic, who else was it? Dana Schneider, and many other more. But no offense to the cast, but their characters, went downhill.
Yeah. I mean, just look at this. Why would you want watch this show that looks just like this? It looks like a really crappy knockoff of OKKO.
Kind of reminds me of the animation. It's My Pony.
Okay, now that you say it, it kind of does, but okay, so even though I never watched the original one, which is not really my taste, I prefer the 2011 one better, even though sadly it only lasted one season. For some reason, it got canceled, but still, it was better. That's why I love it. And the theme song at the beginning, the dun, 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 and then the line war at the end, that just gave me chills. But and I don't know when this one got canceled too. It's like around maybe I don't know what year it got canceled, but yeah, Thundercats Roar is just not suitable for kids to watch. I mean, if kids
And
watch it, that's their own problem.
I mean, then again, new generation, you can't really blame these kind of kids because born in this kind of generation. Again, can't really blame them. Like if they watch it, they watch it. Not my problem.
When they grow up, they'll learn their mistakes, like I did with the reboot Teen Titans. So for Thundercats Roar, a -1.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see where you're going with the Loud House Fresh.
Yes. Well, there has been a lot of praise to go for the show, like from its cast to its relatability to real life about how it is to live in a big family. I have always wanted to just try to come back to it because I mostly shied away from it because of, well, I don't know, maybe some of like the writers having some beef with Lincoln, like torturing him for no reason, putting everything to blame on him in certain different episodes. That just could just
Yeah,
be.
like example, like when they're trying to find out like who's the one that sogged up the toilet, and like it was like uh a poster of a pony thing, and like I found out it's supposed to be Lucy, and then like they're like laughing at Lucy at first, and then Lincoln took the blame, and now he's like grounded and stuff. And the worst one of them all were the fact that Lynn Jr. told Lincoln that he's bad luck because he's thrown off for game, and then he decided to have the nerve to like do turn it upon himself like, hey, how about I be bad luck and I hang out with my family? How about that? And then they decided to like kick him out of the house because he's bad luck.
Yeah, but the episode that made me feel bad for him the most was one of the boys. The episode.
Yes, no doubt.
Yes, but the bright side though, that four of the members, many of the older characters that are voiced by the TNG 2012 cast. Seth Green, Sean Astin, Rob Paulson, and Greg Sipes.
Immediately when I first watched that episode as a kid, I was like, "Yep, I hear the voices." Like, as soon as I watched it, I was like, "Yeah, I heard Donatello, Michelangelo, and the rest." It was really good to bring the cast into the Loud House.
Well, for me, I wasn't paying attention, but later I did learn. But yeah, and the fact that make Lincoln like in certain episodes like very selfish, like since he could do whatever he wants, he just is that. But they tweaked it down a bit, like they changed characters a bit, but they still like do like selfish things every now and then. I mean, the outhouse still good, but just you need to hire better writers. That's all I'm saying.
Remember the Chad?
Yes, I hate him so much.
Yeah.
Oh, and he's still a recurring character too. He's a total prick.
He was giving pressure to both Lincoln and to Lori, especially, using him so you could get, an invite. But of course, Lincoln's a good brother and did all the work for Lori, But of course, and the fact that now he's his classmate in middle school, that sucks even more.
I know, and that fact he's a bully too.
Yeah. And what do you call it? Of course, the middle school special, of course, seeing it for the first time. What were your thoughts?
I didn't see it, period. But I did hear that he went to like Canada, and then there's like this room that is like all hot and stuff. I don't remember the rest. And okay, is there a reason why in later the series, like in like middle school, like his teacher is in a freaking shed outside of the school, like 10 feet?
Yeah, that. I kind of question that too, but yeah, his teacher, Mr. Bohofner. I just like to tell him James R. Taylor, I just like that voice he uses.
Well, I just don't like his personality and how he's dressed, because his shirt is just nothing but stains.
But there was this one episode where they all went. What was it? They went on the trip, but there was not enough like seats for the bus. So Lincoln and the gang had to like go in like Mr. Bohofner's car, and of course there are rumors around like how he is in Filtres. But finding out that he's actually a nice person, but people don't like take him for granted.
Wow. And for some reason, they're not bringing back Loud House, because I haven't seen like new episodes of Loud House ever since. Well, I haven't seen any new Loud House episodes anyway ever since. But maybe probably because Paramount Plus. I don't know why. And along with really Loud House, which I have no problem with. But they are planning on having a Halloween movie, which I am looking forward to. But just.
Another problem, I know it seems a little bit stupid and, it happens often, but my other reason was because the constant change of Lincoln and Clyde with the actors, like going over and over and over. At this point, hire some female voice actors, because at this point you can't go on with this.
Well, they sort of did, because there's like different versions of them. I forgot what the names are, but Jessica Chico and I forgot who else voiced the but they kind of did with that. But
that doesn't count, that person. That's not them. Like
I know, but the main reason is like each kid goes through different puberty. Like Hey, I gotta do puberty. My voice changed. Another actor. Puberty. Another actor. And just
That
so
doesn't give them
on.
an excuse. Like, of course, going to puberty, but look at the actors that, like, maintain that. Like, one of them being Ben Diskin. Hey, let him voice Lincoln. Like, there's no problem to that.
That is a good idea. If we do an ornamental of Lincoln, that we should add Ben Diskin for that.
But
But I don't see what time they would do it. I think they're still gonna hire like younger boys. At this point, just hire live action Lincoln to voice him.
then what happens to him? Puberty.
Well, well, the
Gotcha.
point is, I have no disrespect for Loud House, but at the same time, I don't like most of the writing and of the episodes. So, okay, I'll give it two things. Like maybe a 8 out of 10, but and also a -6. That's it. All right.
Yeah, it's mostly about the later episodes, about how especially in season two, like the start of season one, I was like, yeah, it's kind of cool, it's kind of pleasant. I can see why people prefer this season. Well, mostly because of the theme song. But everything in season two, it just started to go a little bit downfall, especially with yes, the voice acting. It is decent at times, but it's almost like every single line is just yelling here and there. It can get like really frustrating because
I know, I've noticed that. Like, especially for Hugh Test. He just does nothing but yelling. And for the theme song, they changed his theme song and use it throughout. I prefer the first one and the first season because it's a lot more memorable, it's a lot more cooler, and it's just fitting more. And yeah, I am sick and tired of them constantly using random noises like the good random guitar riffs and just it's just ridiculous. Giant Chess is okay show, but it's just really annoying. And for the
Come
characters,
on.
it's just
Okay, I'm gonna disagree with both of you right now. No offense, Johnny Test was a good show, all right, because you gotta admit it was like one of the best Canadian shows.
well, look,
yeah,
don't get me wrong, Blitz. Like I'm not saying. I'm just saying it's one of those things. I do enjoy it too, still, but it's just one of these things that is like so bad that it's good. You know,
I mean, I get that. It's watching all the episodes, especially Okay, of course you're gonna get annoyed, but here's the thing though. If you keep watching the show, just stop. If you don't enjoy it that much. I mean, here's the first question that comes to mind: why watch the show at first? Don't watch it at all.
look, I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm just saying how about other people view it as like that's what I'm doing.
Fuck the critics, because that's their opinions.
Yeah, you don't know that. I'm just saying in general. Like,
and yeah, and the fact for Johnny, he just gets a lot more. How would I say this?
yes, this is exactly what I mean. Like when it comes to Johnny being more flanderized, he's being much more just arrogant and being full of himself. Like greedy, he just doesn't really.
Johnny
care.
was like that since the beginning. If you think about it, you just have to get used to it. But of course, I see where you come from.
Yes.
And for the sisters, they despise Johnny a bit, and they care nothing more than almost every time they like do something. I just want to impress their hot neighbor Gil. It's like, but every time it fails, just give up already. He's older, way older than you. Just find
Oh,
a
yeah.
hot
That's not
dude
the
just
point.
your age.
There's a theory about Gil. You want to hear the theory? I think I
That
told
he's
this before.
gay.
Yeah, he's gay for Johnny.
Well, that's just the thing, though. But and more characters like okay, what else could there be?
I don't really see it
Maybe
from characters. I mean, we'll see. Who's a good example here? You can't say nothing
maybe
about Bling Ring Boy. He's just like that. Who else could it be? Like not Dark
maybe
Weekend.
Baby Boy, Bling Bling Boy.
I
He
just said that. Yeah, but you can't really say nothing about him because he's a spoiled brat. That's
Well,
it.
yeah, but he's still a pretty bad character. I'm not disrespecting crap. What's his name?
Lee Tokar.
Thank you, Lee Tokar, but it's just the character himself is nothing but I am the best. I want Susan. I am a simp. I am a big fatso. That's how it is.
But
And the
yeah,
fact that he
like, but,
turned himself into a baby in order to impress Susan. And the twins did the same thing too for
yeah.
Gil. I mean, come on. Like, why would you turn yourself into a baby to impress somebody? Like, I wouldn't turn myself into a baby to impress some girl at school. It's just wrong.
Goo goo gaga. The fact that you said at school, that makes it more weird.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
just
cool.
trying to make a point here. Like, why would
Um,
you turn yourself into a baby to impress some girl or guy? It's just wrong.
but you gotta
I
admit, there are some funny moments with Bling Boy, especially you remember the Cat in the Hat parody episode?
Yeah.
well, yeah, who doesn't?
Yeah, that was a funny episode. What else was a funny episode though? I mean,
But
really, not that much.
But if you have like mixed opinions about it, that's fine with me. I'm just saying, like Johnny Test can go here and there. If you like it, don't like it, it's
Oh,
your own thing.
here's the problem. Okay, I actually do have like a little problem. It was with Mary Tess, like with her actors changing throughout the time. Like
Well, the
first it was
only
Ashley,
notable change I know that instead of Ashley Ball, it's someone else in the reboot.
not the reboot. I'm talking about the original series too. There were two actors that were playing her.
Oh, I thought it was
Yeah,
just Ashley Ball.
first it was Ashley Ball, then it was somebody else for season 2 to 4. Then they brought Ashley Ball back. Like that's so why do that?
Hey, the
Okay,
same
I'm
thing
gonna
happened with Dee Dee.
Yeah, that.
wait. Wait, who?
Dee Dee, Dexter's Laboratory. The same thing
Oh
happened.
yes, but out of all of her actors, which one do you prefer?
Cat. Yeah.
Yeah, same.
I mean, when I listen to her voices, they're about the same, but I kind of like both because I can't really pick.
They did the same thing with Sissy, because Ashley Ball originally voiced her, but of course it's changing over time. It kind of reminds me of what they did to Nas because she had three actors in it. And
Right, Tabitha St. Germain, Aaron Fitzgerald, who else?
let me go check. Okay, going back here. Some actor named Jen Forgy.
Okay, I found it. Oh shoot,
He just
didn't
said
pop
it.
up ad. No, for Susan, Brittany Wilson, for
Yeah.
seasons 1 through 5, and then actually Ball 2, 4, and 6, and then
So
for
that's
web series, Laurie Hims. Okay, sure. And then Emily Tennant for season 7 present.
yeah for the
Sure.
reboot.
Okay. But yeah, I agree with what you guys are saying here. Again, if you have mixed feelings about Johnny Test, that's fine with me. I give it a 9 out of 10 and half -1. It's just bad writing. It's just crappy. Oh, and this is a good topic, Fresh. I know where you're going with this.
Well, yeah. I do still enjoy the Sonic franchise. This right here, it's a little bit mixed. Like I am impressed by the writing, how they're trying to be like Animaniacs in a way, but the action, the action just sucks at times. It's not very that good.
You're right, and because the action is like very bland, it's just like the same thing. Sonic defeating Eggman's robots each time. It's just nothing exciting anymore. The more exciting will be for Sonic X actually, because it's a lot more interesting.
But the only good thing to come from this show is, of course, with Shadow. I like his fights with Shadow, especially with the ending. That was good. But the reason why I put this on is because they never really had another season. Because it ended with Eggman saying, "Well, there's always next season," and they never gave us another one.
Cliffhangers.
Wow,
Right?
they just had Mike Pollock say that and just ruined it. Come on.
I still do enjoy the show because they used to air on Cartoon Network on Saturdays. Those were good times.
Yeah, and they had good jokes here and there, but I still don't like the fact that they made Knuckles muscular and dumb.
But again,
Here.
Mitch, you gotta admit, Travis Willinkham's like this version of Knuckles was really funny.
Well, yes, no doubt, yes, but there are times where it can be a little frustrating. Like, dude, what has happened to you?
I know, and the fact that he became mayor, and because of that, he has his own meme thing. Is like meme approved. So
Approve though. I approve.
and that's not just Sonic and his team. They're like the villagers themselves are like a pain in the neck. Like for example, remember the episode where Tails and Sonic went to that island full of villagers that gave them guilt trip like each time they wanted to leave?
Mm-hmm.
One time.
Yeah, that was a total.
Well,
It's like
Knuckles, he's just a
what?
guy. You remember that episode?
Oh, right, just a guy. I mean, like where everyone takes it as an insult, saying like Sonic and people are better than they are. But the people they just take offense to that just way too much. Like he really meant it. It's just the way how he said it as in a way of
He's just
Man.
Oh my god! No, I'm just
And the fact that they tweaked Amy a bit, and Sonic X is like, "Oh, Sonic, he's my hero," and then this one's like, Amy is just like, I guess bad A or something.
You can say bad A and a little bit of a therapist because she just wants to try to help everybody. But
she still has a crush on Sonic nonetheless. But still.
But there was one thing that brought to the show was Styx, a new character.
And Styx, which I mistook for Chris Summer at first, but then I learned it was someone else because Nico Futterman and Chris Summer do sound similar, based on the voice pitch they use. But I mean, Styx is not really hateable. I mean, but at times she can be annoying because the way her personality is, like, oh, the government is evil. Oh, that TV's evil and stuff. Because she's a wild animal. It's just, she's just crazy at that point. And there's also, what else could there be? Like that nerdy otter character with the braces.
He's not an otter, but like whatever he is, yeah, Dave. Yes, I mean, like, I did find it impressive for Roger because it's one of the most like amazing voices that he could ever really pull off.
Yeah, but it's just one of those characters that a recurring one or whatever. It's just annoying at times. It's like, oh yeah, the talk to the manager and stuff. Like, come on, dude, just go already.
Yeah.
But I get where you're going with this. But of course, for some reason, I don't even know why they canceled in the first place. The fact that Sonic Boom is actually based on the video game they showed on a commercial,
which is actually 10 times worse.
Yeah. But even though I never really played the games, I don't know how they turn out. But just for Sonic Boom, I give it a 4.
I give it a 7. It was still a good show.
Fresh?
Yeah, I like a 6, I guess.
All right. Next up, Uncle Grandpa.
You have an uncle that's a grandpa? Ooh, Christian, can I meet him?
Okay, so while I was watching every episode of this, I was starting to enjoy it a bit, but later on, what have they done? Okay, so earlier season, it was fine at first. I guess the characters were named same as usual, but later on, they just like made it crappier, like Ren and Stimpy crappier. And at one point, they tweaked the animation a bit. They made Uncle Grandpa pretty wonky in later seasons.
Christian, don't you think that's weird? Like, weird, man?
Don't bring him back up.
But yeah, kind of agree with Christian. The first couple of episodes were really good. Kind of agree with the animation, why it went that. But of course, you can't forget about like other awesome moments, like when Uncle Grandpa had a crossover with Steven Universe.
Yeah. Well, of course, on Steven Universe's side, and also I don't suspect the cast like Cameron Michael Richardson, the creator that voiced Uncle Grandpa, and other ones that we know and love. And there's this one thing that you guys actually showed me on YouTube years ago, as like they're talking about oatmeal, but it's like a freaking drug high thing.
Oatmeal, oatmeal, oatmeal. I love you, oatmeal.
Like they bothered to drag Kevin Michael Richardson into this. Like, if I were him, I'll be like, okay, what was I thinking of doing this part? Let's just like not do that.
What do you call it? Remember that episode where Billy Bag met this fanny pack?
Oh yeah, and like he actually took over Billy Bag's skin and stuff. It's just ugh.
Remember when Uncle Grandpa was playing hide and seek and he found his skeleton friend?
Oh yeah, and the fact that he's not smart enough to know that his friends are in that lampshade.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about Uncle Grandpa himself. He just very, very stupid. Like this is one episode with him and Pizza Steve. They're on an escalator and stopped, and they're like, "Oh no, we're stuck. Just walk down like normal stairs." Okay,
Escalator.
and like, I really don't like escalators that much. Of course, I'm used to it now, but because I have a fear of heights. But if it's broken down, okay, cool. I could just walk down. It's just that easy. But no, they're stuck like they're like a stupid cat up in a tree.
Another thing I didn't like towards the show was the disrespect towards, Mr. Gus because, Uncle Grandpa prefers Pizza Steve over him at times.
Oh yeah, because like, oh, Steve is so cool. He's got a motorcycle. He's got shades, and he talks in third person, and he claims to have like no karate. But that's another thing about Pizza Steve that I don't like, because he's egotistic douchebag. That's all.
And what else can I say? One of my favorite episodes from Uncle Grandpa was like with the Billy kid.
Well, that was actually the first episode, actually, or because he was late for school and none of his shirts fit him because he's all fat and stuff. And then Grandpa like had a big shirt and then drew like the 9 volts on there, plus a walking taco, and then a kid got stuck up, and then and then at the end of the episode, it was like, be all shirtless, look at my fat belly, where I would be actually picked on, because that's what kids do for kids that are fat.
Remember when Uncle Grandpa sent this kid to another planet where he was emperor?
Yes.
Right, because well,
yes, he did
just
mistook him for an actual emperor. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you know how kids are, like, I'm the emperor, you have to do what I say. Oh no, you're an emperor. And there's a like Uncle Grandpa like emperors is like, we all thought that it was Uncle Grandpa himself, but it's just
and and the fact that he made him into a monster.
And when he came back to Earth, he still had that male knife hand. It just gives me a headache just thinking about it. I'm glad they took it off at HBO Max. That's all I'm saying.
Don't you mean Max? It's just called Max now.
Well, it's not gonna be called HBO Max until like somewhere in May. So right now it's still called HBO Max on my side.
Okay.
But nonetheless, if it's still gonna be called Max now, I'm still calling it HBO Max because that's what I'm known for.
Cool.
Like you can't like if Disney Plus was changed to be Plus. That doesn't make sense. Like we don't know like what kind of channel it is. What the other thing is, minus or equal or division.
Why are we bringing math into this?
I was just trying to make a point here, but nonetheless, I still have mixed feelings about Uncle Grandpa, but I'm just gonna give it a 1. That's how I hate about it.
There's still funny moments here. I got it a 4.
And here's the reason I put in Bob the Builder. And I think you know why.
Can we do it? No, we can't because of the crappy reboot.
Well, I'll let you criticize first.
Okay, so when I first heard about this Bob the Builder reboot in PBS Kids, it did not look like the original. I didn't like it, because with the OG Bob the Builder, it was very memorable. I did like, everything about it. But with the reboot, it didn't have that same touch it had, making like Bob and others like human like, but just like, having them as like, what's the word I want to use here? Like describing how the original design was. How would I describe it?
Stop motion.
Exactly. And, that was really awesome about it. But now, because this is around 2015, and with new animations coming out, can't really blame them. But hey, that's what we got.
And the reason I like this so much better because it's a lot more memorable. Like, what was your favorite character in the show besides Bob? Like one of the machines. I mean,
Well, I'll let you go first since you brought it up.
I like Lofty because I thought that was kind of cool, and yeah, and I actually have a toy of Muck. And since we're on the topic of that, okay, first, okay, viewers, would you watch this? I mean, look at this. They literally make to have mouths now because remember they had like grill mouths. And while I look at behind the voice actors, Muck is voiced by a dude.
Damn.
No, I'm serious. Like one of them had like was Vincent Tong.
And to answer your question, one of my favorites was Dizzy.
Oh yeah, that's a classic one. She's good. What about you, Fresh?
I've never seen Bob the Builder.
Oh man, you're missing out. But the point is,
No, go ahead.
anyway. But here's the thing, though. Why bother? Okay, some reboots are good. Like for example, My Little Pony after the original one, Fresh Prince Magic, it became very good. But they're just why bother remaking stuff that isn't going to be good, like at all? I mean, come on, you just really driving us crazy here. So I just don't get why they would bother doing it. I mean, they did a CGI version. I always saw that where they made them a lot more expressive. And I don't know, but for the reboot, a -1, but for the original Bobby Builder, 10 out of 10 and Infinity because it's just a great classic.
Agreed.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, this is not my opinion, but I know people have their own opinions because the Major World Rumble. Huh?
See, I was trying to make a point with Johnny Test. Like I was trying to tell you why I still do enjoy it. It's just what.
Oh no, because I was thinking disagreement. That's why, arguments wise. But like with your opinions.
Oh wait, no. I'm like you go on ahead.
No, I have nothing to say. Like, cause I know you kind of left the show a little bit. It's like what season?
Well, I'm gonna say like 2, I guess. But like I just kind of like stopped for a while because I was just getting like kind of older bits. Like I was impressed about how it was still going with, with its writing being much more kind of like a little bit, I guess self-aware, clever Animaniacs like I guess. I mean, the only joke I liked was like that animation joke where the world was starting to come apart and
yeah. But okay, I started watching it more, but later on, I got bored of it and stopped watching it altogether. It's like I'm tired of how the characters are. Gumball is either egotistic or an idiot. Darwin's usually an idiot. Richard's more of an idiot. And Nai's like being all smart and all knowing and want to have a friend and stuff, being a demon. It's like, and what do you think about Penny being like out of her shell?
Like I thought that was wow. It was one of the surprising things to ever see. Being a fairy shapeshifter this whole time.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't have no problem with that. It's just like. What did Gumball see through Penny? The fact that she was like an antler shell thing, and then like, what did you see her at all? Like
when I first saw her as a kid, like are you saying when you first watched the show? Are you saying like what did you how can I say this?
Expect her
Uh,
to be.
you expect her, or like what did you see her as? Like what was she like when I saw her as a kid? You know, her design. I thought she was kind of like of a deer kind of like design, but learning that she, more about her art and her family. That's it.
And they actually tweaked her design a bit because in the original one she was more rounded, but the later one they like made her sorta skinny, but still not at the same time not really. And for Carrie, I actually have no problem because in the original one, her arms were like in front of her body, but now she has shoulders, and her personality changed a bit.
And it kind of reminds me of that episode where she was taking over, Gumball.
Right, right. And now Dorian and her are a couple, despite
But
her being way more older. And by way, I mean like over 100 years old.
what I with the show still go on, it had a lot of backstories basically, especially with Richard about his father.
Yeah, being a little rat because that's what he is, a rat. And the fact that they
Yeah.
have the same body type too.
And it was one of the saddest ones because seeing like Richard was there when he witnessed him leaving.
Yep.
Um,
And yeah,
also,
and
also
the
with
fact
Nicole's
that
parents.
his mom was willing to go with another rat, but the fact that he's old, well, it makes sense because she's old too, but nonetheless.
But I was about to say, remember what? Nah,
Nicole's parents, isn't that what you
yeah,
said?
Nicole's parents. Thank you.
Oh, that's a good topic. Okay, so we first see them in a flashback where Nicole first meets Richard and stuff. They basically have Nicole's traits, like her father, angry, and then that's where Nice gets her genius from her mom, and
Yeah,
then or of course they're old. It makes sense, and they explain like they literally named Nicole Doctor.
doctor. Yeah, and Nicole's her
That's her
middle
first
name.
name. Nicole is her middle name, and the fact that they made her do multiple things at a time is just wrong. And the reason they
Yeah,
didn't show up for her wedding is like the wrong address or something like that.
exactly. And what do you call
And,
it?
and the
Remember
whole
her?
time Gumball was like waiting for the Christmas present thing, and he was like singing a song about it that made them reunite, and like they said like, wow, Gumball, that was so touching. He's like, no, 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 that was not about them. It was just about them like not bring the presents. And then Darwin smacked him against the window.
Remember Nicole's report card?
Yes.
I'll be back.
Okay. Well, I'd say this stream is going well.
Sure. I mean, like at first I was like a little bit concerned about how it was gonna go, but I was like, oh, so we're doing all at once. All right then.
Yeah, like expressing all our anger that what these shows are getting
I
us.
wouldn't say anger. It's just your opinion.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, but yeah, with Nicole's report card, her parents questioning why she got an F for gender. Like, how the fuck
I
does
Because
that
totally forgot about that.
Yo, I was like, how does that make sense? How is she supposed to get an A for like gender? What does A stand for gender? Tell me.
I don't know. What about B or C? What B for boy?
Oh my god.
And when she came out, like during birth, she was in a suit.
Exactly, and the fact that her parents had an arranged marriage for another guy, but of course she didn't want with it.
But
Um,
a good thing that out of nowhere that they were in traffic, and then her father angrily punched out the engine, and she was late for her karate tournament, and she's like running through the guys that supposedly supposed to go out with, but like imagining like how it go until she met Richard that
yeah,
had to be stuck in a log in a forest, and
and
they had
started
a happy
bonding.
life.
And what do you call it? Another thing with what do you call it? I believe his name is Harold. Penny's dad. Yeah.
Oh, him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
What?
actually really despise him because he mainly hates Gumball because he's because remember the first time he met them it was all going smoothly until like the daughter, the little girl, the little sister, like drew a spider, and like he all freaked out and like ripped the papers and made her cry.
Speaking about the little sister, remember that episode where Darwin and Gumbo had to babysit her?
Yes, yes, and they're like all pretty tired and stuff, and they don't know what happened to her and stuff.
Yeah. But going back with Harold, like just being a protective dad, but him and Gumbo's relationship, like is questionable.
It is.
Because
Yeah.
like if you ever go into those situations where if you ever want to be like somebody's someone's boy, someone,
Yeah.
one of those things to be like, are you like, let's see if you're good enough for my daughter, blah blah blah.
I know.
And we call it. I like how the show went on, like featuring more of the side character stories, like Idaho.
Right? Like, okay, here's the thing though. And the first episode is all about DVDs, but in this episode with Idaho is like Gumbo going to school for the very first time.
Yeah, and learning that he actually lives in a farm and all that. Not familiar with anything at that point. But I did like that song he was singing.
Oh,
Yeah. And the fact that because he ate too much junk food, that it almost literally killed him.
Did you hear what I said?
I did.
Yeah.
I used to sing that in second grade, and everybody was singing along. That was a good song. That was a good ass song, I must say.
I mean, like, it was kind of funny that part where like they were trying to fight each other, like Darwin and Idaho, and Darwin just kicked them over the fence, and Richard was dying laughing.
Yeah. And then we call it.
Remember the episode? Remember Anton the Toast?
Yeah, I was about to bring him up. Yeah, learning about like every time he dies, like his parents make some more of him, like from the toaster.
And the fact that,
I was like making a South Park joke, like, what is he, Kenny McCormick, but in toast form?
Yes.
I guess so. I guess that's where they're going with here. Like, how can you afford more bread to make more of your son?
To get bread, you have to make bread from work. Get it?
Right.
Yeah.
But of course, Gumbo and Darwin didn't do it right, and the first one got all burnt and evil, and the rest are a bit of an idiot. Like, for one, literally take stuff like literally. Like, it repeats everything what the person says.
What do you call it? What was I about to say? You remember that pixel out student?
Oh, yeah. What was his name? Robert or something like that?
No, his name started with O.
Oh,
what?
Is he
Robbie?
No. OCHO.
OCHO.
Remember the small spider pixel character?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant the Cyclops dude.
No.
It's Rob still, Dodo.
Okay,
But,
I just misunderstood. But I think for that character, he was okay, I guess. But later on, he kind of like a douche.
He became more of a character and a douche because there was this one episode where Gumbo wanted to be friends with him because his uncle was Mario.
And also, when they got a phone, Darwin was using more of him, and because Gumbo didn't let him text anymore, he got all furious.
Yeah, and we call it another character that kind of like forgot about, but brought back was Molly. Remember her?
Yes. The reason is because I guess like she was like born and unlikable, but they decided to bring her back. I guess because of the fans like missing out for her, and
yeah, what do you call it? Masami's like jealousy grew like even worse throughout the show.
Oh yeah, and the fact that she actually has legs apparently.
Yeah, that shocked me the most. I was like, "What the? You could have walked this whole time?"
Yeah, and in fact, okay, I really do not like her mother. Remember the episode with her mother and Nicole?
Yeah, rivals, of course.
And the fact that she keeps like doing bad stuff to her, like saying that she's a coward, it's like don't just let her all be alone. Like if she don't want to fight her, just.
Speak of coward, remember throughout childhood, Miss Simi kept calling her a loser.
Right.
Yeah.
Because, that's a thing. But of course, that got dropped and stuff, and they don't bring it back anymore.
A plot twist. Remember when what do you call it? I'm trying to figure out what was his name. Rocky, yeah. Remember when Darwin and Gumball gave up, like, helping get a new job?
Yeah, and as it turns out that one character was like
A villain.
wait, yeah, and then that one teleporting demon thing like took over.
But he did appear in the other episode, that demon dude, because Richard like went to that same building and claiming he was the founder of the building.
Oh, and
Yeah.
also he portrayed as Penny's father's boss. They're playing on golfing, but Gumball ended up hitting himself in the head.
Have you seen the Golden Girls episode with the
Yes, I have. I was actually excited about that. It's like, oh my gosh! But as it turns out, besides Richard, they're pretend to be old ones, but except for the Sylvia version.
Yeah. Like as soon as I saw that episode, I was like, yep, I like this parody, you know. Let's see, other characters. What Tina, her character throughout the show, like just being the bully and all that. But more getting to the show, they didn't really show that much. If you think about it.
Yeah, like remember the episode where Gumball got a black eye, and they think that it was Tina, but he actually did literally run into a door.
Kind of reminds me of SpongeBob with his black eye.
Well, he actually had to make it up to avoid being stupid because he was dreaming about Jack and Crazy Fish. But it turns out he was real. Then he actually told the whole story, and then he got two black eyes, and then he made a child-sized Krabby Patty, and then bumped into him because he couldn't see because of his swollen eyes, and then he lost into rock paper scissors.
Yeah. Have you seen that episode with Gumball and Darwin and Tobias and Banana Joe with their mothers in this competition? Have you ever seen it? It was basically a Mother's Day episode.
It's been a while, but remember the episode where like he was supposed to bring in the game, and he keeps making up excuses about it, like.
And there was a montage like,
and then it showed him and standing down doing the same poses too. And the fact is that Gumball and Darwin like kidnapped his mom, and he explained that she's the only one that okay, this whole time, like, you could just ask her where it was and just did it like that. It's just making up excuses.
Yep.
Okay, let's stop talking about it anymore because it's getting me excited.
But thank you. Next.
Okay, so for Gumball, 3. That's all I'm giving it. Okay, before.
Oh no, go ahead.
No, I said 3, not 9.
No, I said 9.
Oh. Anyway, before we talk about Reigns to be your suggestion fresh, I'm going to talk about this right quick.
That's good.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay, so I know you never watched Thomas and Friends fresh, but here's the thing though. Thomas and Friends is like one of my childhoods back in the day. Like not the like 1950s one, like the 2004 one. It's a lot more memorable.
Exactly.
But
it was one of the best shows from PBS Kids.
I used to have toys of it, but I gave it to my nephew back when I used to live in Utah for a bit, but I moved back.
I had like a Thomas toys here and there. I even had a Thomas toy box.
Me too, man. Me too. That's what like mainly. So yeah, you and me have something in common. But the reason I brought this up is this.
Oh yes.
I mean, I saw some clips, not to like enjoy it. It's like see how crappy it is. I mean, well, okay, and this one, the animation is like supposed to be like cutesy, and the fact that they can remove themselves from the tracks, like they're like walking and stuff.
Did you remember this show from Disney Junior? It was similar to Thomas and Friends, you know, Chuggington.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good show.
Yeah, I have no problem with that one. It was like my childhood. Like, what was your favorite character in Chuggington?
What was the red character's name?
Oh crap! You had to ask me. Give me a minute.
Hold on, I'm gonna check.
Well, I need to look it up anyway, so I know like certain characters, like this, like one character I like. I'm gonna bring up, but while you're doing that,
Hold on, let me see if this. Oh yeah, his name is Wilson.
Wilson.
Yeah,
Yes, thank you.
yeah.
Chuggington, chugga 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 chugga
Yo,
chugga
the
chugga
theme song
chugga
was
chugga chugga
awesome.
chuggington.
It was like
Yeah,
an awesome theme song.
I know. But back to Tons of Friends. Okay, so yeah, and also for some reason, out of nowhere, instead of being on previous kids anymore, they moved it to Nick Jr.
Yeah, which was like. Then again, this is not the first time a show has been transferred to another channel.
Well, yeah, like Transformers Anime to Hub because
Yeah.
Hasbro.
Didn't that also happen to Wild Grinders? Because it was originally on Nickelodeon. Well, also going to Hub.
Well, I got introduced to it through Hub. I didn't know it was on
Yeah,
Nickelodeon first.
it was, and the same thing with the superhero, like Superhero Squad. It was first on Cartoon Network, then it was on Hub.
I did not know that. And
Yeah,
also for Pokemon, for the Alola series, it's moved to Disney XD.
exactly. And we
I
call
don't
it.
know why, but they did. It's just wrong.
I know you might be unfamiliar with this topic. Was Miraculous Ladybug? It was originally on Nickelodeon, then transferred to Disney.
I do remember that, but
Yeah.
that don't make sense.
hmm
Oh, hi. Aren't you like one of my old subscribers?
Hello there. What brings you here? Oh yeah, first Sissy's gonna be back.
Okay.
We'll see.
Anyway, what was that?
Thomas and Friends. Yeah, like with the reboots. Like, I get it with the kitty, animation with new generations, but the one from 2004, it was amazing.
I know, especially the theme song.
Exactly.
It's a lot more nostalgic. I
I
mean,
like this. Oh, no, go ahead.
and I was gonna say like the original one is like more memey, but in this one, I like how the piano sounds in that one. It's all a little more bouncy, and I do miss the narrator. May he rest in peace. The one you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. What was his name? Yeah, George Carlin, who voiced it. Floyd, I believe, was it from
Floyd.
Cars?
Oh,
Cars. The hippie. There.
oh. I didn't know he was a narrator for Tons of Friends at first. Oh yeah.
But
Do you
who
remember
are we talking
in
about?
Chuggington, the character with the two different killer eyes, Emery?
Oh yes.
The reason I like him is I like the way the horn sounds.
Yeah.
That was mainly why. But yeah, back to Tons of Friends. Yes, Chance of Four was like how I grew up. I didn't even know about the original one until like my mom's mom had like VHSs back home. It was like many years ago. And then I used to have like VHSs of it, but I don't have them anymore. So I just like prefer like the mid 2000 of it.
Did you know that Alec Baldwin was one of the
Yes.
narrators?
I
Yes.
did learn that. It's like, and then I got introduced to him in the movie Magic World. I was like, wait, that was Alec Baldwin the whole time? Wow. And I
Yeah.
became a fan of him ever since. And of course, there was a situation with him.
Oh, Christian. Look,
What?
he saw your clip.
Oh, thank you.
Cool. Very, very cool.
I don't know what to call him because it's in Russian.
What a sim. So, what can we call you?
Yeah, I'll wait for him to comment for what we could call him. And
Uh,
but yeah, so I just don't know why they would. I think the main reason is because of the new Cartoon Network thing called Cartoon Nito, which is basically Disney Junior and Nick Junior. But
yes. Oh, he said he could call him Buck.
oh, that sounds cool. All right, Buck it is then.
Buck, like Bucky Barnes from Marvel. Hey, Buck, how is your arm? I know.
Anyway, and the fact that Cartoon Nito sounds like something from a Spanish kids show, like because Nito. I think it's like Cartoon Nito, like neat O, I guess, but But the
Yeah.
point is, again, I prefer the original Tons of Friends, not Tons of Friends, Agents That Go, or whatever it's called. I just give it a -1.
Like
And we'll
my
wait for Fresh to come back to talk about Ren and Stimpy. So, but in the meantime, I'll just put out some music. And also, do you have other cartoons that we should talk about, Blitz?
I'm searching right now, and I think I got a good one.
All right, I'll do that as well.
All right.
Oh, welcome back, Fresh. Hang on. Okay, now we can talk about Ren and Stimpy. Just give me a minute and what? There we go.
Okay. This would have to be one of, if not the most insane show like that's ever to be made, because like no one in their right mind would ever have just the balls to just go this crazy. And of course, like the biggest offender people would say is this one episode where Ren and Stimpy get adopted by this sadistic drill sergeant. But the most controversial thing about that episode is when Ren beats him with an oar.
Wow. I never watched Ren and Stimpy, but of course I told you a million times of how I got you Stimpy through a video game. But when I learned about how the show is, I decided not to watch it. I don't even know why it's a Nickelodeon show to begin with.
As well, it's just.
Well,
I mean, what?
I was about to say the adult jokes at the time because with Nickelodeon starting up, with these pre-cartoons they had at the time, of course, parents won't like watch it. Of course, their kids would, but now reporting it, especially the creator of Ren and Stimpy, he was effed up in the mind, especially what he's done in the past. Yeah, but with Billy was voicing both Ren and Stimpy, he still did great. Not my favorite characters from him, but still did great. But he made the right decision not doing the adult cartoon.
Yes, which is 10 times worse. So just it bolts the walls just in straight up like a stairway to hell. I would say. There's so much. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was seeing somebody's comment that Christian might see later on, but go on.
Okay, well, just even though that might be the start for Eric Bauza, I mean, it just wasn't good.
Why Batman 2004?
That was the comment I was looking at.
I don't know why he has a problem with that. I actually enjoyed it because I watched it twice on HBO Max.
Well, again, Chris,
what did you mean?
Huh?
Oh no, because somebody put Batman 2004 for this topic. Again with opinions. Probably he could explain why, but let's go on.
Well, that's basically all I had to say about Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah. This one. All right, next.
All right. This.
I'm Peppa Pig.
Okay, so as a kid, like really little kid, like maybe either 9, 10, 11. I was like watching Nick Jr. having a blast. Then I discovered this. It was okay, but when I grew up, what is this show? A slow talking British girl that does nothing but say, "Hello, my name is." Pick up the fucking pace. Be faster with your speech. And the fact that they snort all the time, I get they're pigs, but it's just downright obnoxious. And it's still going on to this day.
Stop! You must wear your boots before running in muddy puddles.
Dottie, you are so naughty! Oh my gosh!
Why?
Oh.
Why?
Shut up, George!
Hey, Georgie, you want a balloon? How about I cut your arm off?
Why?
Oh, you know why.
Why?
Oh, hell no. Listen.
Pennywise
yeah.
will have to be some bacon tonight.
Whoa. Yeah, I was gonna make a joke about that, but okay, good on you. But yeah, Whip the Pig. It was a good show back in Nick Jr. when I used to watch it. Still shocked that it's still going on today, and the fact that the OG actor that plays Peppa Pig still plays her at this day, even though she's a teenager, which is really cool.
The Batman after season 2 was a little weak. It wasn't bad. It just got weaker. Of course, it's just a preference of mine. Okay, I see what he's going for because later seasons I also didn't like the theme song because on the season 1 I for like how like a moody it is. But yeah, I see what you're going with. But I still love it to this day. But anyway, continue. But
Oh yeah, just explaining. But yeah, I just said like the OG actor that played Peppa Pig is still playing her today, even though she's a teenager, which is pretty impressive.
yeah.
Yeah.
Overall, Peppa Pig still like one of the worst shows ever existed. Let's just say maybe a -4.
Sure.
All right, next up, let's see. All right, this is a good one. Let's be cool, Scooby Doo.
Put it up.
Well,
Put it up. Thank you.
I'm trying. Oh, there it goes.
Okay.
Okay,
this
so
was-
I never saw the show at all. I saw the commercials, but I didn't want to bother watching it because I didn't like how it looked.
I actually saw some episodes back when it first aired in 2015. Okay, a new Scooby-Doo show you really mind because of how good the other shows were, but with this one, it was kind of questionable. It was not like the worst, it was like weird.
I know, and the fact that they gave Velma lips, because originally she never had like lipstick, only Daphne did, but they decided to give her some, and they hired a new voice actor after Mitty Cohn retired, and now it's Kate McCutcheon, which I have no problem. She actually did perfect. She actually matched Velma precisely, but it's like, what is this really?
I mean, just be cool, Scooby-Doo. I mean, there's nothing cool about that.
But I do like Scooby-Doo Guess Who, where they like have celebrities in each episode. I have no problem with it, but this one I do have a problem with.
I have a slight problem. It's just how weird it is. Like the story arc of it, like how they now catch the monsters and anything like that. But it did give a side of like everybody's backstory, like how they did in Mystery Incorporated, but with family members, especially with Fred.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But
So yeah, I'm not ever going to watch Be Cool Scooby-Doo, and it's just I don't know what else to say. Let's just give it.
says you, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 10.
I'll give it 2.
All
right. Breadwinners.
Booty kick.
Okay, so I regret watching this too. I don't know why I watched it, and then later I found out. Okay, there's a reason to hate it. Booty kick.
Yes. Okay.
And then that one character with that annoying British accent.
He's not annoying. I think that accent's really good.
Okay, I have no problem with British accents, but this one specifically, yeah.
Okay, let's give you a little example. Fresh, do it.
Oh, hello, Red Withers. I'm glad you brought my bread.
Yeah, see? Just like that. Also, good one, Fresh. You did actually pretty good.
He's done.
well, as oh wait, go ahead, please, because
No, I said he's done it in the past, but go on.
yeah, I have because yes, S. Scott Bullock is just a gem. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so for this show in particular, it was one of the new shows coming out at really 2013, 14, along with Sandra and Craig. But with Brad,
Oh, speaking of Sandra and Craig,
you better not put it in the chat. I swear to God.
I'm going to since you brought it up.
How dare you? You just press my dreams. No, I'm just playing. Okay, with Breadwinners, I did like some episodes as a kid, but it's just like how weird it was, especially with Sway and Medusa. No offense, this was my introduction to Robbie Damon as well, but it was still kind of weird. I did like some of the characters, like who would I say in this opinion? Keta, voiced by Kari Waldman.
Oh yeah, that one's like their mechanic or something.
Joseph, how dare you?
What?
Whoa,
Look what
What?
he put.
Sonic X? Are you
Joseph.
serious?
Joseph, how dare you?
Actually, there is some little bit of something. It's just one thing that's kind of controversial, but we'll get there when we get there.
Okay.
Okay, going back to the topic, please.
The breadwinners, yes, I'll go. And yes, you're right. Yes, she is the mechanic. She likes to invent things. Yes, she's the widget of of breadwinners. Wow.
Yeah, exactly. And there was also like, what was his name? Jelly, I believe. Like their frog.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that character.
And what was surprising, that was Alexander Paninsky providing the voice.
Yes.
Oh
Yeah,
no!
it was.
Oh wow, that's a thing I have known about.
Yeah. Of course, there were other characters like, oh yeah, that white duck from the diner.
Well, I don't know who you're referring to, but explain.
So yeah, he's basically this duck who works at the diner. He's voiced by Michael Leon Woolley. You may know him from The Princess of Frog and the voice of Darkseid.
Oh,
Yeah. He just works at a diner, nothing that much. He does have his funny moments, but you know. And first, would you like to talk about the police officer?
Yeah, Ram Bamboosh. Well, one of these type of one of these type of characters that just despises the two main characters for like reasons, but there's not really good to say about her. The only thing I know about her is basically in this episode where Swiss and Badoosh are trying to get their rocket van back. Well, basically their license because they had to go to driving school and they well, luckily they did pass because all they had to do was just draw like funny faces of Ram Bamboo on the freaking test. You know, one of those type of things that just make fun of.
Yes. And of course, there was also Unsky. Yeah, that was just a surprising one from Nolan North, like the voice itself.
I mean, it's the same voice he used when voicing Thorvald from Fanboy and Chum Chum.
I was gonna bring that up, but yeah. But what do you thought of his character, Fresh?
Yeah, it was awesome. Just like how it just like sound manly and
Yeah. Let's see other like characters that are on the show.
You remember that old lady that can't pronounce Producer's name, right?
Oh, voiced by Cree Summer. Yeah. I remember.
wait, how does she do it though?
What do you mean? Like saying her name or the voice? Like be specific.
Saying like
Yeah,
his
say the
name, yeah.
name.
Yeah, okay. She called him Badude, Badoofus, Badouble Cheeseburger, Badoodle Dump.
Well, at least you didn't call him Badoosh.
Badoosh. What else? Oh yeah, the bread maker.
Yes, Fred Tatasciore, the only good character on. I mean, well, I guess like, well, Kata is my first favorite, and Fred Maker would be my second one. But yes, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I just like the voice he provided for the bread maker. This, sounding badass. You ever watched this episode where there's these white ducks that look like Soy and Medusa?
Wait, are you still talking about the same one or like?
I'm talking about the ones that were voiced by Terrestrial and Ken and Milo.
Oh, those ones. Wow.
Yeah.
I think it was at one time.
And we call it. There's also you ever watch like the mining episodes and there's this lava mole rat?
No.
Okay.
One time.
Let's see other characters that were. Just checking. Yeah, that's about it. Oh wait, you remember that baby monster with the 3 eyes and the 3 butt cheeks?
Oh no.
No.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. We started on that.
Yeah, and especially the song and like why though?
Because go ahead.
No, I was gonna say yeah, but go ahead.
Hello.
No, I said go ahead with your opinion.
Yes, that song, and the reason why, because this is one of the many reasons why it's hated. It relies too much on toilet humor.
Exactly.
Yeah, and butt humor, especially for Sway
Same
Sway.
thing. It's the same. It's the same exact thing. Toilet humor means butt humor. Yeah, it's the same thing.
Oh,
Yeah. And we call it. Remember their montages whenever they had to change up their suits, level up.
Yeah.
Yeah. But with Breadwinners, sorry man, your downfall. No offense to Eric Bowser, Robin Demon, and the rest of the cast, but it's a 3 for me.
yeah. It just went from going downhill to really bad cartoons. But
Oh, what do you call it? First, do you remember that duck that Soy Soy had a crush on?
Duck and sweat. I'm sorry, bro, but I haven't really watched like the whole series, so it's just.
Oh, good stuff.
well, who is this character you're talking about?
I believe her name was Jenny or Jenna.
Hang on, let me look at. Oh shoot, I need to double click. Okay, Bread Winners.
Oh, so I was right. Her name is Jenny Crackles. Oh. So basically, she's this duck that Soy Soy has a crush on, but she's legit an actual duck.
Okay, that's a little bit odd. So I mean, like, even though they're the same species, but it's just.
Oh yeah. The fact that they have a version between actual ducks and then like cartoon humanoid ducks. Yeah.
And that's another thing too. Now that you say that, because I just reminded, it's the designs. Like, even though that Sway Reduce are supposed to be ducks, people just kind of like think that might be frogs because. Come on,
Frogs?
like does anybody know how to draw?
Come on, have you seen the intro? They're
Really? Why would you put in gargoyles?
Christian about to be pissed. No, I'm just like. Next topic, please.
Okay, yeah. Rise
Next.
of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Okay, no offense to I know you Fresh, you liked it a little bit, right?
Okay, well, not really, because I know what you're about to. Yeah, let's just get everything out.
Okay, so this was a new TMNT series coming out in 2018 because after the event of the TMNT 2012 version ended in 2017, they were trying to pitch a new idea for a TMNT series. So basically, they had this contest of like different animators making their own like TMNT like cartoon, and apparently this won like this animation, but. I gotta say, their designs, they're pretty okay. But for Raph's design, it's kind of like the one from the Michael Bay one.
Exactly. Yes.
I know, and the fact they won, for some reason, they made him a leader because he's older, and 2, they made him Knuckles because he's dumb.
Exactly.
And he doesn't have that temper like we all know and love.
I was gonna bring that up because I know Fresh showed me this video by Nostalgia Critic about his review about Rise of TMNT about like if you put all 4 of them in a room in a dark room, you couldn't tell whose voice goes to because they have like the same personality in this show.
Sure.
Yes, what he's saying is that like each turtle has a different personality, so you can tell them apart. But here, they all have the same personality because this show is kind of like taking the same direction as Teen Titans Go. Duh.
Yeah, you could say that.
Yeah.
But and that's where I recognize Ben Schwartz, aka Reddy Cunningham's voice, and I was like, oh wait, that okay. So now I know who Ben Schwartz is and stuff, but.
Hey, at least you gave Eric Bowser an upgrade to a Splinter.
Yeah, that's another thing about Splinter. We went from a tall, strict, and wise one to a lazy, short, and fat rat.
Remember they were making a reference to imagine being a tiger to Splinter?
Because of the voice actor being the same.
Yes. But yeah, especially with other characters, especially with Casey.
Yeah, here's the thing though. Yeah, this made a female version of Casey, which I thought it was Karaya first, but and not to be racist, but they changed the race of April.
Just say it, okay? Like it's
Jesus Christ. You're just like the Seth Rogen haters now for his movie. Exactly.
Okay, well, I have no problem with that. Because I think the movie was going to be good, but the point is, I just don't know why they changed the style for April. I just really don't like the show itself. But on the bright side, John Cena is like the main antagonist.
Not really. Like first it was John Cena, then it was Roger Craig Smith.
Oh, they
Yeah.
changed voice actors? I didn't know that.
And the reason why April, well, because they change her so frequently in the Turtles media. Like she could either be a grown woman or a teenager, so they decide to just shake things up a bit. Duh.
Exactly. But again, with these new villains, like the villains that are voiced by Rob Paulson and Rachel Marsh. Your opinions?
I like them. Like Rob, he like with that voice, he just we're both gonna grind our bones. That's it's like he's trying to put on his best. Say what? Ah, crap! I lost it.
That voice kind of reminds you of the hitchhiker from the Tiny Toons movie. Remember?
Call me Mom. I'll be right back.
Yes, I do remember.
But with Marisa Mars's voice for the Foot Roots, I like it. It's really cool. It kind of reminds me of Big Bomb.
Yes, exactly. And also, we forgot a certain thing about Casey Jones, but whatever. Like he was still on his period.
No, go on, Fresh. What's your opinion about Casey?
Well, look, like it. For anyone who has seen the movie, Casey Jones actually is presented as male, so there's that. That's the only
Yeah,
thing.
I was gonna mention it, but of course, his opinion. But yeah, let's see other ones. I did like how Rob brought Seth and Rex Ives back for one episode where they're playing other characters.
Oh wait, and now that you say right, and I guess the only suitable thing was like Rob, of course, being taking charge of the voice casting. So there's that.
And it makes sense because he's been in the TMNT franchise for like so long. Just give it to him. Yeah. Let's see here. Other villains were there other villains that you heard in some episodes or no?
Well, yeah, there was. Of course, there was. I guess what was he like a hamster gerbil, whatever he was. He owned a puppy farm. He was voiced by Thurp Van Orman.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I remember that. And yes, that's funny because today's John Cena's birthday that we just mentioned him. I especially got introduced to him to that meme.
Who else has it?
But television-wise, how do you get introduced to him?
Television wise, I mean, not. I honestly don't know. I mean, like movie wise,
For me, movie-wise, it was the Fred movies.
For me, okay, I guess a little bit of Ferdinand because it was only by the trailer. Never really saw the movie, but.
And then for animation, I believe is when he did that crossover with Scooby-Doo. Remember that movie?
Yeah.
It was a pretty cool movie. Especially that bear creature thing. It kind of remind me of the Death Bear from Regular Show.
Oh, exactly. And yes, we just like said about Rob Paulson, dude.
Yeah. And I know it's the anniversary of those shows. And what do you call it? More of the show. Oh yeah, that character Tom Kenny voice, Alberto.
Yes.
He has a cool design, to be honest.
Oh, is that right? Because once again, I had like a different opinions about the show. Didn't really stick around, but I was glad that the voice cast turned out to be epic.
Yeah, especially newcomers like what was it? Omar Benson Miller. Like, was this your introduction to him?
Actually, no. Like, how I really got introduced to him was the movie 8 Mile.
What's that about?
It just follows it like it's a movie starring Eminem about like how he got into like the rap like into rapping.
Oh. And like his character, Omar Benson Miller. What was his character like?
He's just one of Eminem's friends.
Ah, gotcha. But yeah, it was cool to see him in this movie called Home Fronts from live action. It had Jason Statham, James Franco, and many more actors that I knew. Of course, now he's in the Rugrats reboots. But yeah. Oh, now I just got the idea. Let's put this here. But of course, with the other cast members, with Ben Schwartz, I don't mind his Leonardo. He actually does a great job.
Because yes, like he was just literally born to play. It's a trademark for him for being blue and playing these type of characters that have a lot of personality and energy to the max.
I haven't seen this one video on YouTube with Ben Schwartz, and this person was asking him like, "Why does he play so much blue characters?" And he started playing "I'm blue, da da da, I'm blue," and it shows a montage of all the blue characters he played.
Oh, okay. Well, even though I just seen the one with just playing on blue, like I got to see that one.
And we call it. What were your thoughts about the actor that played Donatello?
I was like, yeah, I guess he got the perfect pitch for him. That's suitable.
Yeah, I especially noticed him the other day in a live action show I've been watching recently.
And
Yeah.
what was it?
It's called The Neighborhood. You ever heard of it?
No.
It's with Cedric the Entertainer,
Oh, okay.
and it also has the actor that played Chris's mom from Everybody Hates Chris.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, of course, I know he's also in the Rugrats reboots. And what were your take about, with Michelangelo's voice actor in this one?
Okay, well, this time, okay, to be honest, when I did,
Hey, movie watcher.
Hey, Christian.
How are you?
I'm doing all right.
That's cool. I'm doing good as well. So you know what this stream is about?
No, not exactly.
Okay, so we're talking about like certain cartoons that have gone downhill, or just like bad cartoons in general. Like, for example, in SpongeBob SquarePants that the animation has gone really crappy and stuff.
Well, I have been watching SpongeBob for a long time.
Yeah, but yeah, welcome to the stream and stuff. So, were you guys talking about what was going?
We were just talking about the actors that played the turtles, like our personal opinions.
Oh, okay. But yeah, since you said your thing, my overall score for Rise of TMNT, I'm not disrespecting the voice actors. I give it 1.
I give it a 4. It was alright.
Okay, I know what Spider-Man series you're talking about, the 2017 one.
no,
Actually, no. I was talking about the one with Neil Patrick Harris.
yeah, in
Oh.
2003.
Oh, okay.
Because while I was doing research, this is like one of the few that went downhill. Like, first, would you like to talk about it?
Yes, this was supposed to follow the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy, basically the first one, but they. Oh, okay. Well, okay, so they weren't really allowed to use any villains that were set to appear in the Sam Raimi movies, so they just tried their best to do whatever it is here. It was like their first CG animated Spider-Man series, and even though I saw some episodes here and there, it was okay. That's really all I gotta say. And Neil Patrick Harris, of course, he did return as Spider-Man again in the game. What was it? Shattered Dimensions? Yeah.
Huh. Interesting. So, yeah, I didn't even know about this. So, how was Neil Patrick's performance for this one?
I mean, like, well, I did say, like, he is spectacular. So there's that. It just.
Yeah, looking at pictures. No, not really. But when Blood,
Yeah. What?
no, you go ahead.
But like one of the biggest things is that it just ended up at a cliffhanger where it just with Spider-Man's only true like one final. I would say like this chick who happens to be his one true love, and he gives up being Spider-Man forever. It's just it
Wow. What?
Oh wait, hold on a second.
What do you say?
He said another link.
Oh, okay. Give me a minute. I got you, fam. Don't you worry about a thing, cause every little thing gonna be all right. Ooh, that's another topic we should do like next Sunday. Maybe like bad movies. What do you think about that?
I mean,
Sounds
we have done like best and worst movies, but if there's a way to reverse that, I mean, if just focus on the bad part, then it's a possibility, I guess.
Maybe. Okay, I sent another link there. Hopefully you got that one.
Hey, Christian,
Yes.
what is your opinion on the movie The Towering Inferno?
I actually never heard of it. What's Towering Inferno?
It's a movie about, let me see if I got this right. The Towering Inferno circles around the 81st, on the 81st floor. A faulty wiring starts on the, hang on a sec. Let me backpedal. Here it is. The Towering Inferno. After a faulty wiring causes an undetected fire on the 81st floor, the San Francisco Fire Department has to race against time to save hundreds of people that are trapped on the top floor.
Huh. But yeah, I never heard of it. But why did you ask about it?
Just ask. Just want to get your opinion on it.
Oh, okay. But what's your opinion about the CGI Spider-Man?
Okay, when I first heard about this, especially with Neil Patrick Harris playing Spider-Man, I thought it was pretty cool for him to play Spider-Man. But after looking at like how the animation was, how like it went with everybody else, it didn't really go all that well. Especially with the actors playing certain villains. Like no offense, with Kraven the Hunter played by Michael Thorne, it was just his normal voice. Didn't really add an accent to it. Yeah, and again, I know it was following the Sam Raimi like trilogy and all that, and not having Green Goblin, Doctor Octopus, Sandman, and many others, but still sucked. But but since you brought up the 26,
here's the thing though, because this came out in 2003, and the other movies was like
We said that. Like,
I know, but I was about to say, since we mentioned the 2017 one, like I didn't really watch that show that much. I just knew about like how the new art design was towards like Ultimate Spider-Man. But yeah, this kind of design of Spider-Man and other characters was really not that much. I mean, I did appreciate Robbie Damon's performance as Spider-Man, Max Millman's performance as Harry Osborn, and surprisingly Josh Keaton's performance as Norman Osborn and Green Goblin.
Yeah, they did okay, very well, but since you mentioned about how ridiculous it is for 2003 Spider-Man, I'll give it a 3.
Same.
All right, and now we all know this was coming.
We did.
Well, there's a happy ending though.
Okay,
Go ahead.
so Max decided to create this show that revolves around a Scooby-Doo character named Vilma, turn her black for some reason, and
She's
just
not black.
She's supposed to be. All right, explain.
She's not supposed to be black. She's Indian.
oh,
Yeah,
You
like
didn't
her
know.
actress Mindy calling you Dodo.
Hello, because the characters that are played by the actors represents their race. Like the actor that plays Daphne, she's actually Asian. That explains why she's Asian. And the actor that plays Shaggy, he's black. So the reason why Shaggy's black. Didn't know
oh my.
Christian was
Where has
racist.
Scooby-Doo have gone to, honestly?
But yeah.
I didn't want to watch it ever since it showed it like on YouTube as a trailer. A lot of people say about it, and what's worse, that fact that Frank Welker is like part of the show,
But not Scooby or Fred. He's just like playing other characters.
like
another thing.
Fred's father.
He didn't add my N-word Scooby-Doo. What's up with that?
Exactly, like Scooby-Doo was like the birthright of Scooby-Doo franchise. Scooby-Doo. I mean, you can't.
Damn. But this idea was originally announced back in 2020 and was still in development at the time. And, I saw screenshots of it and it showed somebody's head getting murdered. I was like, oh my god, violence.
So they decided to add that, like
Wow.
blood, cursing, drugs, sexism, sex, racism, all that other jazz. And then the one thing they said about it is where she got ran over by a cop car.
Bingo.
Mm.
Ouch.
But we all know why Velma is bad. We all know how the critics can do whatever they want. It's just a bad show. A -1, -0. It's just a bad show.
Yeah, no offense to Minnie who voices Bella, but it's not her best role. Like in her defense,
Nope, not at all.
and another thing with Shaggy being black and all, don't mind, but another thing, they actually changed his name to his actual name, Norval.
Yep. And he's no longer a coward that eats a lot of food like he usually does.
Hmm.
I mean, but it's kind of cool that he's the school news reporter. There's something like that.
Yes.
Is that so? Anyway, enough of that. Next up, problem solvers.
Oh yeah,
yes.
I
It's
remember.
gotta
I
be the
remember
most
this.
ugliest show ever.
I know. Okay, we got a puppy lift human, a puppy lift robot thing, and I don't know what the brown dude is.
A big turd. That's what it is.
The turd, yeah. I want to talk to Chris about that. Okay, first, the turd from Problem Solvers. Did he not remind you of Coffee from the regular show?
Yes, the giant coffee.
Who's
bean.
Coffee?
The giant coffee bean from regular show. Like yes,
Yeah.
like one of the
Basically, he
minor-
squirts out coffee out of his, his nipples, basically.
Oh my god. So
I saw that too.
Coffee, and he has a translator next to him. It was voiced by Mark Hamill.
why does he have a translator?
Because
oh my god, dude.
the coffee bean just says coffee. So whenever he says coffee, the translator just says what he says.
Yeah,
And
you
it's
know,
all-
Pokemon speech.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
I see. Okay, enough of that. So problem solvers, I sort of watched it as a kid. I didn't really like pay attention to it, but of course, again, like we're older, why did I watch this? I mean, again, like Fresh said, the characters look ugly, like butt ugly.
And kind of feel bad for the actors that were in this show. Like, okay,
Well,
so,
we don't really know the actors that play these characters.
No, there were actual voice actors in this one as well. But I'm gonna go to it. Yeah, one of them being John DiMaggio.
Okay,
Yeah, there was
I did
John
not know he was in.
George Takei, Mark Hamill,
Mark
Gio
Hamill.
White,
Gio
Pamela
White.
Anderson,
Man,
Michael Thorne, Greg Delisle, Kari Walgren, Tom Kenny, Christian. Don't get pissed at this. Kim Richardson, the late James Avery, Vanessa Marshall, Nika Futterman.
The voice of Nani from Lilo and Stitch.
really? Dang. That just says a whole lot of something.
Blitz,
What?
you there?
Hello? Weird. But for problem solvers, I don't know why Cartoon Network created this, but I am glad that it got canceled. So I give it a -5. Now we'll wait for Blitz to respond because he suggested this one. So, okay. Okay.
I've seen the problem solvers before.
And how was your opinion about it?
It was alright. The characters didn't freak me out at all. But I don't know why they canceled the show.
Well, I think I would know. That's part of the bad reviews and stuff.
Yeah, a lot of shows have been getting canceled lately. Low viewership and stuff. Get it?
Yeah. I wonder if he wants me to put him in another link. Oh, well. I'm still gonna do that just in case. Okay. So, is there other shows that we could talk about that has gone downhill?
I'm biting. Sorry about that. I got kicked out.
Okay, I put in another link just in case.
Okay. So what I was about to say. Did you hear me say lastly? Making fun of it before I got kicked out.
Yes.
Well, yes, I did hear you say Nick Farman, and that was it.
No, there was also Eric Balza, Jill Talley, Rob Paulson, Amy Hill, Darren Norris, Wayne Brady, and lastly Cass Susie.
So every actor and voice actor we know, basically.
I'm gonna say this was a shitty show. Legit having a shit character, but they had a stacked cast for some reason.
Yeah, again, like I agree with Blitz. I feel bad for the voice actors like voicing in that show.
And the animation is just so bright. They made it so bright that it just hurts your eyes.
It's
It's
basically
like
a show
that
for
like banned Pokemon episode where it's like the seizure type episode.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, but like, I was about to say, like, it's kind of a show for hype people because of the bright lights and everything.
Oh
Exactly.
yeah. It's like, oh dude, what is that? I must be really high right now because it's a little poop
Okay, either you
character.
sound like a stoner or a retarded donkey, but we will either one.
Well, I was trying to make a point there, but I'm glad it made French's day.
Because he knows what that
Anyway.
reference is from.
Anyway, I already gave my review. But what about you? What's your rating?
Okay, so yes, I've seen some episodes. Sadly, I've seen the one where that shit character turned into like a kid for some reason, over and over. The show itself speaks for it. It's not really all that good, man.
Yep. All right. Next up, you suggested this. That's why I waited. Bluey, which is a good topic. So for Bluey, it's just basically a Disney version of Peppa Pig.
Exactly. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Instead
No
of a pig,
offense.
it's a dog, but the same British accent.
Okay. No offense. I know some people like it. Good for you. Like I don't have nothing against it, but in my opinion, it doesn't look good to me. Like when it first aired in Disney, I was like, okay, yeah, a show about dogs. Where we got Scooby Doo, but about yeah. What was so weird is like how it kind of reminds me of Peppa Pig and a little bit of Dora, a little bit. But other than that, yeah, it was not really good.
And they had a horse that showed it pooping.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's not very
No,
good.
I'm serious. But yeah, I don't know why this show existed. They would say like for lessons and stuff, but I just wish it got canceled. Honestly,
Again,
along
a
with
kid
Peppa
show.
Pig.
Again, a kid show. I don't really have nothing against it. It just doesn't look right to me.
I know. So I would give it a 2. Now here's one that Joseph suggested: Pingu. Have you heard of this show?
Yeah, it's kind of like yeah, it's just a
kinda
claymation
like-
show.
Yeah, claymation show about a penguin named Pingu. I know
Yeah.
a friend of mine who actually likes Pingu, but didn't really watch it. But it just looks weird to me, especially.
I know, and the fact is that there's this one episode where I had a dream about Walrus or seal. I mean, it looked so creepy with the human-like teeth and all the noise it was making. It's just awful.
Just stop it. But yeah, that's all for me.
Yeah, for Pingu, a 3.
Gunter, what are you doing in the show?
Quack, quack,
Gunter, stop it!
quack, quack.
All right, next up, Secret Mountain Fort Awesome. Boy,
Oh,
Fort
wait, is it the
Awesome.
same show with Uncle Grandpa, the same animation?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my god! Because the voice of Uncle Grandpa voices that what do you call it, the purple dude.
Oh,
Yeah. And the fact is, one of the characters is a little butt.
Yeah.
You gotta be kidding me.
No, I am not. Look.
Yikes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
I don't know
yeah,
what this guy is. Some
I-
living zit.
Oh wait, other than like the purple monster he played, he also played the blue little creature over there. The voice of Uncle Grandpa. And
Uh-huh.
there's also Paul Rugg, not Rugg Christian, Rugg. And there was also Steve Little. You may know him from Flapjack and Blazo. And there was the second actor that played Alfred from the Batman anime series. He was in the show.
I see.
Yeah.
But as you can tell by the animation, it looks downright awful. They have a little black character coming out of his butt, basically like how Jim Carrey would do in Ace Ventura. I wish I didn't watch this show either. And the fact that they're out there living is alive, and that his heart was broken, and they're trying to glue it back together with boogers.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you see what kind of past life I had. So, -2 for this show. I'm glad they got it canceled.
Mr. Bean. Okay, yeah, I was gonna say something about this. I watched like 2 or 4 like shorts of this. Okay, it's just reflected on the actual Mr. Bean we see today, and I gotta say, it's half good. Not like the live action though.
I mean, I've heard of Mr. Bean here and there, and even Mr. Bean himself voiced that toucan, Zazu. Yeah.
Yes, but yeah, he's still a great legend, and finding out that he's one of the smartest people in the world.
Wow. The fact that he played a dumb character, and the fact that he's actually one of the smartest people, that says something.
But yeah, it's the sad story of like how he pitched Mr.
Oh,
Bean.
hang on.
Okay. But you ever heard of the story of like how he pitched Mr. Bean at the first place, or you want me to tell?
wanna go ahead?
So basically, he wanted to pitch this idea because he wanted to act so much, but he had a little bit of a speech, problem. That's why Mr. Bean doesn't talk that much.
Oh.
Yeah, and that's going on years and years. Getting the courage up. It was great for him, honestly, especially seeing him in the Lion King and the Scooby Doo movie. It was awesome.
Yes.
But yeah, guys, his opinions of Mr. Bean. Have you ever seen it?
Okay, well, I've only remember seeing the movie like Mr. Bean's Holiday. That was just one time. It was okay.
Like any funny scenes or whatnot?
Well, yeah, of course I do remember seeing from the commercials and the eventual movie the Mr. Bombastic dance scene.
It's Mr. Bombastic. Oh, no. I can't go.
All right, I'm back.
Back
Okay. So even though I never watched the Mr. Bean show, what were you saying about this show?
Oh no, like how he pitched the show because he himself had a speech problem. That's why Mr. Bean didn't really talk that much. But over the years, getting the courage up, speaking more often, it really helped him out. Mr. Bean was a big impact.
Wow. Well, what's your rating for Mr. Bean?
Okay, the character itself, 10 out of 10. He's funny, but like for the shows, 5.
All right, fair enough. Now I didn't watch the show, but I know how bad it is, so I edited this one.
You monster! No, okay. So yeah, the Fred show. At first originated from Fred, the YouTube channel, like one of the biggest YouTubers back in the day, It was really awesome. And then of course, he even appeared in iCarly, which was awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, and he had a really obnoxious, high-pitched voice.
And then of course he got 3 movies and eventually a show from Nickelodeon. The show itself, I actually watched all the episodes. It's okay, but it's prefer the movies in the YouTube channel.
And he also had a show called Marvin, where he's an alien in disguise.
Exactly.
which I had no problem with, but it's just
And the fact that the person that played Fred Lucas, he's still going on. He even has his own channel called Lucas.
And I was shocked to
Really?
realize that he was gay.
Yeah, he's gay.
Yeah.
Whoa, that was a turnaround I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, but you
No
know,
way.
you gotta admit, Fred had a big impact on YouTube back when, along with Annoying Orange.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I
right.
was gonna add Annoying Orange, but I don't want to right now. And for these on the one right now is ones we're gonna talk about and then end the stream from here. But yeah, for Fred again, never watched the show, but I know like how annoying he is. Maybe a 5.
I was really shocked to find out that Flo, the actor that played her from the Progressive commercials, was part of this series along with the movies.
Really?
Yeah, she played Kevin's mother. You know, the bully.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to find out that Eric Winter played his sister was really shocking as well.
No effing way. That's just wilder. Okay, before we talk about we gotta know why he suggested this.
Yes, it's just one thing. Okay, the show itself was great, but what many people kind of criticize or hate on is Chris Thorndike himself, where he basically just relies too much on Sonic, even much more than Amy. Like he's meant to be like his like second best friend after Tails, but god dang, is he obsessed with Sonic so much? That's
I didn't even notice. All I noticed how Amy. I mean, I don't hate Amy. She's like one of my favorite Sonic characters, but the reason I have like her half hater is because how crazy obsessed with Sonic she is. Like, oh, Sonic is so cute and stuff. I want to be with him forever. And I don't care how much he disses me and all that. I'm still gonna chase him, like the song "Paparazzi" by Lady Gaga.
in a way, yeah.
But okay, I'll give your opinion for it. I mean, again, I didn't notice that about Chris, but here's the thing about Chris. I didn't like watch the episodes like how they grown up and stuff, but they went from grown up of Chris and then back to normal kid.
Because he traveled back in time.
Yeah, I know. Oh, but it's just really goddamn ridiculous. I just prefer them as kids at all, but still, Sonic X is still a great show. Like, it's like how I got used to Sonic X as a whole. I mean, Sonic himself. I mean,
Whoa, Sonic. Whoa. What do you mean, buddy? Hold on. I'm just playing. All right, go on.
that's all I have to say.
I mean, sometimes the animation can get a little crappy at times, but yeah, it's still good.
Well, it's an anime. What do you expect?
I mean, anime is supposed to be good. Hello.
Wait, this is back in the. Okay.
Yeah, the
Anime
2000s.
has improved it. Yeah, I was about to say, but if anime has improved over time, because remember how Pokemon used to be? I mean, you can't really blame them.
Yeah. And have you ever wondered why in the anime the characters talk like they're from Pac-Man, like
It's called dubbing.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
well,
never knew about that?
well, yeah, I kind of, but still, I ever just wondered about that as a kid, like why the characters have their mouths move up and down instead of like moving like how we normally talk.
But here's the thing, though. There's a difference with dubbing and with voice acting. Okay, with dubbing the voices, like, you know, with anime itself, you know, I actually watched some behind the scenes of, like, some, you know, shows. They actually watch the footage while they talk, because, you know, to match the character. Just like
Which is
that.
really hard.
That makes sense.
Wait, first, what did you say? I didn't hear.
Which is really hard. Like I'm trying to help you out.
Yeah, it is really hard, but if you're in the anime business for a long time, then it's easy for you.
Yeah, but I'm not giving a bad review for Sonic X. It's just a really good show. It's Infinity.
Yes.
All right, now we can talk about the other shows I suggested, like Sanjay and Craig.
Oh,
You
this is
monster!
bad.
Well, here's the reason. Okay, I bet a lot of people agree with me, and they will, because a lot of bad people have bad stuff about it. Like with the one of the first episodes I saw, the fact that they ate a freaking tongue taco.
Oh man.
and the fact that this one character, what's his name? That's obsessed with blueberries and hates
Oh,
snakes.
yeah, that's Newman.
Mr. Noonman.
Thank you. He's just so obnoxious.
But you gotta admit, Tony Hill's performance as Mr. Noonman is awesome, like hilarious.
Yeah. But I just regret watching it as a kid. I'm never watching that garbage again. I'm glad it got canceled. But I did see the episode where Snoop Dogg made a guest appearance as what was it? Street Dog?
Street Dog. Yeah, that was an awesome episode.
Yeah, and that one other dude, I forgot what his name is, that used to be friends with him.
What do you mean?
Used to be or what?
You know, the one that has Tough in his name.
Oh, yeah, Tough Lips.
Oh,
Yeah.
Tough Lips.
And the-
That's what his name
And the
is.
fact that actor that plays him, that's his actual name in real life.
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's a pretty cool dude, but scams you. Oh,
Dang. Is he like Steve Harvey or something?
damn. He kind of gave me a Johnny Bravo vibe because of the shades.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, if you say so. But for Sanjay and Craig, you know about my reviews. A lot of people hate it because of how annoying it is, of how grotesque some scenes are. Well, what's your reasons if you hate it?
All right, jabroni. I gotta say, I actually prefer this over Breadwinners. You gotta admit that.
Okay. Fresh?
Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't know. He's not done yet.
Okay.
I was gonna say because with Sanjay and Craig, although they had a lot of butt jokes compared to the Breadwinners, where they had a lot. It showed more like characters and more pizzazz to it. I know most people won't agree with it, but and it was the cast itself that was really surprising to me.
No doubt.
Yeah, like surprisingly, the actor that plays Belgi is now Sanjay, and it's really surprising. They brought more cast members. Like, Fresh. Who's the actor that plays Belgi?
Malik Pancholi.
Exactly. They also had Chris Hardwick, Matt L. Jones, Linda Cardinelli, John DiMaggio, Greg DeLisle, the actor that played Raj from Big Bang Theory, and many more.
Wow. A starring cast with a crappy show.
That's your opinion, but okay. What I disliked was the friend group, especially. They had a cool friend group.
If you say so. But for this, I give it a 1.
Well, the only good thing I like about the show is just Bell Pepper and Megan.
Bell Pepper.
And we'll give you salmonella.
Okay. Sure, let's go with that. All right, next up, Fanboy and Chum Chum.
Here we go.
Did we not?
All right.
I feel like we discussed Fanboy and Chum Chum so much. I think people already know their opinions.
Well, here's the thing, though. This stream is about okay, maybe I should change the title later to like why cartoons are bad in general.
Damn, that before.
Okay,
but
well, which is it? It's like people are gonna.
Like either cartoons are gone downhill or just bad in general, something like that. I don't know. I'll have to think about it, but yeah, Fanboy and Chum Chum. I regret watching. It's like one after another. Like each character is the same thing. Like having underwear on the outside, doing random crap, and having their nose switching and smell each other's like stinking stuff.
Oh boy.
Also, what are you doing?
Fresh knows what I'm doing.
Yes, I do. Like one of the characters' names, Janitor Poopatine, supposed to be Emperor Palpatine or Darth Sidious, if you may, because every time he appears, Chum Chum always says,
Yeah.
Okay, but I have no disrespect to the cast because this is like one of the shows I got used to Nika Futterman, which I have no problem with. But again, I just wish that she wasn't part of this, along with John DiMaggio, Kevin Michael Richardson. Who else was part of this?
Jeff Bennett. Jeff Bennett.
Right, Jeff Bennett. Thank you.
But despite the show, the characters other than Family Interrupted were pretty cool, like the Dollinator.
Right.
Yeah, the Dollinator, especially the song "Put That Cookie Down."
Yes, that was the best thing ever on the show.
Put that cookie down. Cookies over closures? Is that what Boss Baby said?
Yeah. You got it.
All right.
But yeah, another problem was like one of the employees, like Boog. Like, Fresh, would you like to talk more?
Yes, Boog is basically just the standard bully character who just likes to bop on people, and he always enjoys playing Chip Chomp. But the only thing I like is Jeff Bennett's performance as him, as he put on his John Travolta impression.
Exactly, because he used the same voice for Jimmy Neutron for both like his characters. Like,
I think that's what he's going for Cool Jimmy to begin with.
Yeah, Cool Jimmy and Travolta himself. But yeah. Of course, there's Lenny. Lenny, he can be uptight but reasonable at times, in my opinion. Let's see, other characters. Who else would we mention? Who else? Oh, yeah. Okay, you explain first.
Okay, well, yes, Kyle. He's a wizard boy, and he was expelled from wizard school after turning one of his professors into raspberry flan, and he's like the Squidward of the show, to be honest.
Exactly.
He is so ugly to look at.
Well, this is a Harry Potter ripoff at this point. Oh well, you are not a wizard.
Because the way his teeth are jacked out, it's just ugh.
Oh, Fresh, remember his talking book?
Oh, yes. Oh, wait, what was it? The Necro, like...
Hold on, let me search it up.
And who was he voiced by?
Jeff Bennett.
I mean, he just had that voice, he was like, good night.
Okay, hold on, let me search it up.
Oh, right. Duh, it's called the Necronomicon.
Necronomicon.
Yeah, and yeah, he's a funny character. But the episode I feel bad for him. First, remember that episode with the new lunch lady?
Oh, that one is easily rememberable because it was like supposed to be pizza day, and this like muscular lady wants them to eat whatever they're supposed to eat, and they don't want to eat it.
Yeah, and of course, they turned big because after eating it,
and come strong too, and they escaped because reasons.
Remember the school dance one?
I never seen that episode. What's it about?
Well, this is a school dance, but here's the thing though. Fanboy has a hard time, finding a date. And of course, I believe Chum Chum with either his sister or cousin. Couldn't remember.
I think it was his cousin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember the episode where Fanboy turned into a robot?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, yes, that's another one. Speaking of robot, like I remember, like yes, Oz, like he was a decent character. He's like the comic book guy of Fanboy and Chum Chum.
Exactly, and especially his mother. His mother's funny too.
Yes, Estelle Harris.
Yeah, good times. Oh yeah, Man Antarctica.
Yeah, it's time to break Arctic wind.
And you remember the future, right?
I don't.
Mr. Mufflin.
Oh, wait, right. Yes.
Yeah. What were your opinions about him?
He's just crazy. That's what he is. Just crazy, not very bright. He got issues.
And remember that pig they had that turned out to be a kung fu pig?
Precious.
Wow, they just ripped off Kung Fu Panda. It's a Kung Fu Panda. It's a Kung Fu pig. Kung Fu pig. Oink oink.
Well, no, and not really. They didn't rip off, and technically, he was teaching him karate.
Mm-hmm.
Karate pig instead of karate kid. Karate pig.
Let's see. You ever seen the Halloween one?
Well, that depends on which one you're talking about.
Like, with this dentist that turned out to be a vampire.
Oh, yes, I remember. Yes, Dr. Akela, who turned out to be an actual vampire and voiced by Jeff Bennett, too, because, of course, he's that awesome.
Yeah. And let's see here. What other, ones were there?
I remember there was this one where Kyle met his rival, Sigmund the Sorcerer, also voiced by Jeff Bennett.
Yes.
Jeff
Um,
Bennett after another.
Oh, one of the funniest ones I would have to say is the chicken pox one. That one made me laugh my freaking butt off.
And why is
Exactly.
that?
Okay, where Kyle gets the chicken pox, which causes him to literally turn to a chicken, and the only way to turn back is if he lays an egg.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Wow.
first, remember when Fanboy went back to kindergarten?
Oh no, Marsha.
Oh, that. I didn't see the rest of that as a kid, but I do remember that Fanboy was like keep turning on the light when the other one was trying to turn it off.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all I
What-
remember.
Like, what was your opinion about Kenny Milo's performance as Marsha?
Crazy, but still good nevertheless. I mean, I mean, like, even though it is kind of messed up where Fanboy messed up her test by sneezing on it, like scoring solo to set back to kindergarten.
Whoa.
Can't blame her.
Yeah. And the fact that every time she sees Tum this friendly makes sense, but what do you call it? Have you seen the one where they turn into superheroes, like actual superheroes?
Oh, really?
Yes, really. And what do you call it? I remember this one where it was with Matt Artica and he had a rival that was also voiced by Jeff Bennett.
Again, Jeff Bennett one after another.
Jeff Bennett was a goat in that show.
Because
I
there's
know.
a reason. There's a reason why he is called, like, yes, one of the greatest prolific voice actors of all time.
It's like with Mark Hamill because he like voiced almost every minor character in a regular show.
That's Roger Craig Smith.
Well, besides that, but Mark Hamill also voiced a lot of minor characters in regular show and World War Chicken. But the point is, with this, I know you have a lot of good memories about it.
Hold on. First, what was your opinion about Yo?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess, yeah, she's great. She obviously has this, Amy Rose type of deal since she's obsessed with Chum Chum.
Oh, is she?
Yes. And remember when Family Chum had to take care of her, what's it called?
Yeah, it's one of those like Yamaguchi pets, if I'm saying that right.
Yeah. And, it died and it came back from the dead.
Oh, really? So it's one of those
Yeah.
situations. Actually, I used to have those as a kid, but yeah, I didn't really take care of that either. So, like, what's the point? What's the point of having it? No, I didn't break it. I just didn't take care of my pet, what pet that was.
Okay. And first, remember Yomo?
Oh, John DiMaggio, like as that big gum character.
Yeah. And let's not forget about Kevin's character, Barry.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. You gotta feel bad for Barry though in that episode, but at least he got his revenge overall.
I mean,
Revenge best served cold.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Next one.
But let me give my rating a -0.
To the next one.
All right. JJ the jet plane.
JJ the jet plane. I personally did not watch this. Go ahead.
Well, if you've seen pictures, you'll know.
No, I've seen the pictures. I've never watched it though.
Well, I watched it as a kid. I kind of have no problem with it, but when I got older, okay, why would they make planes with creepy animated mouths, and the fact that they have real people and stuff? It's just weird. Like if you see pictures of it, and you know what I mean. I mean, if you don't have a problem with it, that's fine. But if you do, you see what I'm going with. It's just really creepy to look at. It's glad no longer exists. That's all I'm saying. 3. And Booba, a show about a British television with these fuzzy aliens. Booba, booba. They're just creepy AF. That's it. They're just creepy baby aliens. 1. And now, Caillou.
I Caillou. Fuck you.
Are you Elmo?
Oh boy.
Oh my god. It's sad enough. Yeah. What do you call it? Do you
It's
ever
Caillou
watch
with
that?
one L two, Dodo.
What?
You spell Caillou with two L's.
Oh shoot! My bad.
You made a mistake.
Well, I
Let's
don't
help
care
him out.
I don't care nonetheless. But continue.
Okay, so I only watched one episode of Kaya when I was a kid and didn't really go forward with it.
No, it
I
does
don't-
have two L's.
Huh?
It does have two L's. And
Oh, congratulations! That was a test. You passed.
oh, for the love of.
Brandon.
But yeah.
Okay, before you talk about the rating, they actually rebooted it into CGI. I don't know if you saw pictures of it.
Yeah, I did see that. What do you call it? Yeah, only watching one episode from the original. I also played a game of it online one time as well.
Oh no, you did not,
Oh yes, he did. He.
Yes, I
Oh.
did.
Rick.
You
No.
done? You done with your period? Thank you. So basically,
I'm not a girl, dude.
not yet.
You
You
ever
are.
make that joke all the time, and you pick now to say that? No.
Okay. And anyways, okay. I was kind of shocked that what do you call it? Caillou's dad? What's his name? Doris. That he's now voiced by Mike Pollock.
Oh,
Yeah. But the show itself, just being a kid's show, I know people make a lot of memes, especially somebody saying Kaya turns into One Punch Man in the future.
Oh. The
is
experts
it
go Charlie
because
Brown.
he's bald in the same colored shirt? Are you kidding me?
I'm Caillou. That's me.
Yep,
actually-
I'm Caillou. I'm a
I'm
whiny brat.
Caillou. I'm gonna hide your dreams. That's me.
Yeah, as a kid, I didn't pay attention. Caillou was like being a whiny brat until I got over. Okay, now I see why people hate it.
Wait a minute. It all makes sense now.
What?
It really makes sense. Since he is 4 and the number 4 in Japanese is a sign for death. That makes total sense now.
Oh, boy.
Oh yeah, there's a theory about Kaya being dead because the narrator is basically his mom telling Kayu's story.
Yeah. And remember, they made a spoof about it, and the Family Guy episode where what am I saying? Dude got cursed.
Oh no!
Remember that one.
Oh no!
No way.
Oh no!
But for Caillou, I despise watching it. I really wish it didn't get rebooted. I wish it got canceled in the first place. So, like, I don't know if people watch it anymore. They shouldn't because it sucks balls.
I have something to say. Okay, now I just put this out. Yeah, back in 2018, there used to be a channel. It's still on. It's called AOK, and basically they take innocent TV shows like Caillou, Peppa Pig, or anything like that. So basically, they have this animated short with Caillou, but he's 22 years old and still living with his parents.
Oh, jeez.
And the theme song is it's hilarious. Now that I'm 22, I'm Caillou. Caillou, I'm Caillou. That's me.
Dadgum.
You gotta be kidding.
I mean, hey, we don't come up with this stuff. The animators do, and also producers. They're probably wondering why did we create the show in the first place. So
I've
for
seen
Caillou,
Caillou before.
you have or you haven't,
I have years ago.
and you probably regret watching it, huh?
Well, kind of. And I did notice that his little sister Rosie was a real pain in the neck.
Well, she's not much as a pain in the neck as Caillou. But
Yeah,
for overall, Caillou is goddamn ridiculous. -10.
Oh my god, I actually showed the comment. Nice. Okay. Next one.
Dora the Explorer.
Hi, kids. Oh, sorry, Dora. Can you point at Christian?
It's right there. Use your big doe eyes, Dora. It's right in front of you.
You know
Yes,
what's so awkward? You know
What?
what's so awkward? Okay, when somebody watches Dora with a friend, right? And Dora asks, "What's your favorite color?" And both the people say different colors, and she'd be like, "That's my favorite color too." You want to know what color she likes?
I remember watching Dora the Explorer before.
I mean, I had no problem with him as a kid, but growing up, I can see why. This is why Go Diego Go is better.
Exactly.
Go.
Because
Yeah.
it's a lot more nostalgic and a lot more fun, especially the theme song. Diego, go. And I used to have a game of it on Wii, but I don't have it anymore. But there's another one I might get from Amazon. But nonetheless, and I found out that she's on. I don't follow her, but the original actress for her, she's on Instagram. I've seen like clips of her, like meeting fans and stuff.
Kids, can you point at the puta? That's
Hey,
right.
hey kids, can you shout out louder? Hey kids, can you shout out louder? Cause I'm deaf.
Kids, can you point at the puta? That's
You
right.
what?
It's a Spanish word.
That means bitch in Spanish.
Yeah, I knew that.
So like,
Well, I probably didn't know what that meant. I was kind of wondering that too, but thank you for clearing that, Blitz.
can you point at the clueless boy? That's
right. Hey, can you point out that a swiper is always a thief in every episode? That's right.
Swiper, no swiping, get shots.
Oh god. But anyway,
Have you seen this series where she's all grown up?
well,
Oh.
no, but I have seen trailers where she is, yes. And the animation is ish, I guess. But I don't know what else to say
I mean,
about
I
it.
guess it is kind of cool to have like one of the many shows to actually break the fourth wall in order to like educate kids and stuff. That's how I kind of got introduced to it. And
Yes.
Well, yeah, the only break fourth walling that didn't sound right in my head. The only way they can break the fourth wall is just talking to the screen, not like being self-aware. And
same
besides
difference.
besides Dora, it's also Go Diego Go, Little Einsteins, Nihao Kailan, Blaze, Monster Machines, Second Eleven Pirates, and so forth. It's just those kinds of shows, which I have no problem with sometimes. But for Dora, I do have a problem with. Now I give it a 4.
The kids.
Hey
can you
kids, can you point out how dumb I am? Very good.
No. I was about to
Okay,
say.
that's a little bit too much.
No. I was gonna say, kids. Can you point to the next suggestion? Can you? Oh my God, we
Good.
did!
Here's your cookie now.
Yay!
All right.
Almost
So,
make
have
it.
any of you ever watched this one?
Yes.
I did.
So basically, this is a Canadian show about animals, almost naked because of the name. Barely wearing any clothes. It was the weirdest shit ever.
And their fur is shaved off. That's what makes it almost naked too. And for those that don't even have fur, like one of them is an octopus.
Yeah, that was dumb.
I know. And I don't know which one is annoying. Either the weird duck character or the dog dude.
About both.
Yeah. But it's just a weird show. I can't believe it exists on Cartoon Network. I wish I didn't watch it. I give it a 3.
Oh yeah, I agree with your score.
Also, the reason he said that Gargoyles Glide Chronicles Season 3 wasn't that good. Oh. Alright. And next one, Teletubbies.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my God! Look, it's Twinkie Winkie. Hi, Twinkie Winkie. How you doing?
Oh my God, don't look at the sun. It will blind you. It's a freaking baby.
Oh my God!
Yeah, and the fact that it referenced that in Boss Baby too.
Twinkie Winkie. So yeah, this is basically a show of, 4 Teletubbies, different colors, of course. Being one of I guess people's opinion, the best kid show back in the day. But There
Well,
were
yes,
some.
I did watch it while I was a baby, and they actually used to have rides of it on Chuck E. Cheese, and it's just a show about aliens that have a weird gibberish language about a vacuum with eyes. It's just how it is. And what is it called? Teletubbies? Because they got television for stomachs.
Really?
Right. It took me that long to
I didn't
realize.
know that. Really? Are you serious?
Yes.
No, I'm legit asking. Are you serious?
Oh, you didn't know this?
He's being
What do you
sarcastic.
think?
I'm being for real.
No. I'm being for real too. Are you serious? You serious? I'm being for
Yeah,
real too.
yes, I'm serious. What do you think Teletubbies meant?
Hold on. Hold the effing phone up. Oh my god. Wait, then again, no, I didn't really watch the show, but I thought those were just their pouches.
No, it wasn't their pouches. It's actually television screens.
What? No way. That's pretty cool, dude.
What do you think Teletubbies meant?
I have no idea. I'm going to say.
But even though I watched it as a baby, I would know like how bad it was as a kid. But for those,
Teletubbies, babies. Nice.
anyway, Teletubbies is still a really creep. It's really creepy.
No way. It's creepy too, really? Really?
Okay, come on, quit it, Blitz.
My name is
Hey.
not Blitz. It's X Meyer. Can you explain why he's creepy?
Well, you seen how their faces look?
They're adorable. Oh, of course you're fucked up.
But overall, I bet we all agree that it's a really creepy and ridiculous show. I wish it didn't exist because there's like a lot of memes about it and creepy pastas.
You should have said that because a few weeks ago they have their own Instagram account and TikTok account.
Why?
The fuck are you asking me for? Hey, do you know what?
Hey, you
I don't
told
know
me.
what-
How was I supposed to know if they had a
You know
TikTok
what?
or an
Don't-
Instagram
don't
thing?
know what.
I don't even have TikTok.
Then you're missing out. I guess to bring back nostalgia for fans out there, but that's not my problem.
But I won for the Teletubbies. And now for the last one that you suggested, Rugrats reboot.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong about it. It was like taking a turn to this, like making it more CGI. Like, of course, going back to the roots, there are slight problems. Okay, with Susie. Susie was like one of the oldest, like children. Now, but she's the same age as like the Rugrats now.
Yeah, why did they do that for? Because she was like Angelica's best friend, and now she's like part of the Rugrats crew as a toddler. I mean, baby.
Yeah.
And what was Phil and Lil's mom's name?
Betty.
Betty, thank you. And that one, she's gay.
You get to say lesbian. That's it.
I know, but I can say gay or lesbian. But I was trying to
It's the same.
put it.
There's gotta be a difference about you say it, you dodo.
Because if you say a woman's gay, that means she likes boys. Duh. If you've thought about that. Now, if you call a man a lesbian, that means he likes girls. That there's a difference towards that. But yeah, another problem that Howard was not on the show because of Betty's, new, physique. But yeah, what else was it? Oh yeah, Kimmy.
I mean, they didn't show Phil. Not Phil. Dill, because remember, Dill appeared in the movie, and then he became part of the cast. But in this one, he didn't show up at all. And then when there's a new season about it, he became a new character, and Cher Strom made a return.
Yes. What was it?
But on the bright side, they did have Kimmy because she didn't appear until the second movie.
Here's the thing, though. She's not related to Chucky anymore. Like, they're separate characters at that point.
Well, I figured that, and they don't show. Wait, no, they didn't show their mom, did they?
No.
Wow. So, okay, why bring Kimmy along if you're not going to show her mom?
You got something against her mother?
I do not. I actually like her. She's like one of my favorite characters because she's really nice. I just don't know why she didn't appear in the reboot itself.
Again, it's a reboot. It's gonna be trash.
Well, that's why I didn't really want to watch it, but I'm not. I was just read to the original cast, even though there's like new ones because most of them passed away, especially Stu's voice actor.
Yeah, that was really sad. That was
Yeah, I
really
know.
sad.
But overall, Organized Reboot, I give it a 5.
Yeah, that's 6. It's okay. Oh,
All right.
Christian.
What?
What about my
What is it? Did Timmy fall down the well? Do you want me to go save him?
Christian? I'm not a fucking dog. Look at the chat.
Okay. I see your mom's house.
Yeah, that's an actual show.
I'm not gonna look it up.
No, it's a Canadian show. It's a Canadian show.
Sure.
All right, fine. Don't believe me. I see how it is.
All right, Smarlick, who's in it?
Do you mean the cast or the characters?
The characters or cast.
So which one is it?
Cast.
So yeah, Kathleen Barr's in the cast. Who was it? Vincent Tong. There are many more, but they play the main characters.
Oh my god.
What?
I found it.
Really?
Yeah, there's literally a live action thing called Your Mom's House.
Aha! I got him. You.
Okay, I don't know what else to say at this point.
I was joking about that, but goddamn, thank you. Thank you. Oh my god.
I knew you were joking, but I didn't know there was actually a live action show called Your Mom's House. It's like a podcast-esque type of thing. When I looked it on Google.
I have black magic for a reason. Let's end the stream.
Okay, so yeah, I think this was a alright stream because we got our like reviews of how like why these shows and stuff are bad or gone downhill, and I'm glad I thought about this, and I'm glad you guys helped me out with it.
No problem.
All right, so you guys have a great rest of the Sunday. I'll see you next time. I don't know what I'll do next Sunday, but I'm sure I'll figure it out. So, bye-bye.
Like, that's gonna help.
See ya.